Help me, I'm tied to an anchor at the bottom of the ocean. Okay, here we are again. So, we'll get started in just a couple of minutes. We're rounding the corner here to near the end of the game. We got about 3 more major bosses left. There's more than 3 bosses left, but we got 3 more major bosses left and like 2 more dungeons, I think, if I remember correctly. I think there's one that's like, I don't even know if I'd constitute it as a dungeon. It's like a miniature. It's like 2 screens, so I don't know if I'd constitute that as a dungeon. Although in Chrono Cross, 2 screens is usually a pretty large area to go through, but I don't know. But we'll see what all happens in a little bit. Hey, Cefico, how you doing? Howdy. Welcome back. Just about to get started. I will take a drink, and then I will load my save file. We should have the ability to do something with this first one today. I think by the time we're done, we should be able to actually use it for... Well, not this save file, but we'll be able to save over it for a save file that actually has an intended purpose. So, yeah, it's true. A dungeon can be 1 screen. It would be a really big screen, wouldn't it? So, at least I would think it would be. But, I mean, I don't know. I guess it would depend on what's in the dungeon, right? Like, I don't know how entertaining a 1-screen dungeon would be, but if it's got entertaining puzzles, then I suppose I wouldn't be too upset with that. I'm trying to think if Chrono Cross has had any dungeons that I would really consider to be pretty damn good. I mean, I guess scenery-wise, the Tower of Geddon was pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's any that like really stick out at me as, wow, this dungeon's great. I guess Fort Dragonia, but the puzzles kind of, they're hit or miss. Either way, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Chrono Cross, the stream edition. Last time, we bent time, among many other things, including bending reality to get our body back. So, that's a thing. And I think we also wrapped up all the loose ends that we needed to do because we got done with the Dario super boss fight. So we got the Master Mune. I went ahead and got all of the excess equipment that I wanted to get for now. And pretty much everybody's element and equipment setup is exactly how it will be for the remainder of the game, with the exception of Surge. I'll probably switch out the Stone Swallow. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the Master Mune. I could, but I feel like, if I remember correctly, the Stone Swallow and any stone weapon is actually pretty good against the enemies in this next dungeon. I think they're all matter elemental enemies, so they all take damage, extra damage from it. Got our prism vests for everybody, got stone helmets on everybody, and then everybody's got a Dragoon's Glory and some other accessory. In Surge's case, we're going to be looking for an upgrade to the Dragoon Gauntlet today. Hopefully we'll get it. If we don't, the Dragoon Gauntlet will do, but hopefully we'll get it. So, be like an MC Escher painting dungeon. Yeah, so like there was actually one that was like an MC Escher where we had to use the perspective to try to figure out which direction we were going, and that was only 1 screen, but well, I guess that kind of qualifies as what we were talking about then, huh? Oh my gosh, it's Serge! I missed the last stream. The furry convention is over. Yeah, I put away the fursuit. We don't need to take that out ever again, unless we decide to play through the game again and then beat the game as Lynx, in which case we can never take it off. That's an existential dread that I don't need right now. I want to make one correction, by the way, while I'm thinking about it. The silicon saucepan, it's actually not Si02, it's SiO2, as in silicon dioxide. So that's what the O2 is. It's not 1O2. I think I said last time that silicon has a large atomic mass or molar mass, and that's not correct at all. We don't really mess much with metalloids for right now in general chemistry. I think you really start messing with metalloids when you get into, like, metallurgy and a bunch of other stuff, which is more advanced chemistry. I don't know. I'm going into organic chemistry, so I don't friggin' know if I'm gonna ever touch any of that stuff. But yeah, it's silicon oxide saucepan, or silicon dioxide saucepan, technically is the full name. But I'll just call it the silicon saucepan. That's good enough for me. But yeah, so we got Surge back. We got back our old party members. We can call all of them up with the teleporter if we so choose. We can make rainbow equipment. Got everything else out of the way, and this is what the party list looks like currently. This is all of the characters that I can recruit, given the choices that I made over the course of the game. There's a total of 7 here that I do not currently have access to. Like I said, one of them is Kid, because she's still under mind control somehow with Lynx. One of the other ones will become clear soon enough, and then the other 5 are, let's see, the other 2 guides, and then the 3 characters that you get that are exclusive to the Save Kid route. Lynx and Surge actually share a character slot, so you can only ever have a total of 44 out of 45 playable characters, because Lynx and Surge will always be in this slot, depending on who's playable and what point in the game you're at. So, there you go. But without any further ado, that's enough explanation. Let's head to the Sea of Eden. And I think we have to go in through the Dead Sea Ruins, if I remember correctly, because we have to use these teleporters. Fate distortions. If not, then we'll go to another world and we'll figure it out. But, I don't know which one I should touch. I'll touch this one first. Yeah, give the fursuit to the Mojo Worshipper. There you go. Yes, S-I-O-2, Senor. Si, Senor. Oh, okay, good. Thanks. So who is talking to... Come in. Hi, what's up? Okay, thanks. I'll put it away. Appreciate it. Well, alright then. And by deem you worthy of breaking the chains of fate, they mean deem you worthy of inserting disc 2. Yeah, that was a quick turnaround, so let me finagle with my definitely real PS1 so that I can put disc 2 in. Hold on. I might have to also change the scene in OBS because it might shift off of this. It might not recognize the emulator, so give me 1 second. Let's see here. How does this newfangled technology work? Oh, there it is. Just do that. Now. Okay, good. And I didn't even... Oh, hold on. And I didn't even have to change the scene in OBS. It just automatically recognized it. Perfect. Yes, co-commentary from the squeaky door. Yeah, that door needs oil. I really should oil it at some point, but... I'm almost afraid, because whoever was in here last, they painted over it with, like... There's just white paint over everything in this room, and I'm almost afraid to, like, oil any of the doors, because I'm afraid the paint's gonna, like... peel off or something. I don't know. I'll probably oil it anyway at some point. But either way, here we are in the Sea of Eden. We have teleported from Homeworld to another world, and now there is a giant waterfall in here. Well, if we go all the way around it, you'll see it's in a triangle shape. So that's kind of cool. Now there's 3 islands for you to go to, and they should be fairly obvious based on what you just saw there. Present, past, and future is over here. And if I remember correctly, you get a different reward depending on which island you visit last. But in my particular case, and usually in most people's cases if they're using a blue innate character, they want to visit the present island last. So that's probably what we're going to go do. So, yeah, Gen Z. What's a disc? Paint peels off and red rum is on the walls. See, I'm afraid of some of the paint because I don't know when all of this stuff was painted in this room, right? Like this house is entirely unfamiliar to me, even though I've lived here for almost a year now. I haven't really like looked into a lot of it. I don't think any of it would be lead based, but I don't want to find out the hard way. I mean, this house has radiators in it for heat, so it's one of those things where you just don't want to mess with anything because you're afraid that you'll upset the delicate balance that this house has. It's like a capsule, a time capsule from the 1970s in this place. Well, that's not true. There's not like vinyl wood walls in this house, so that would constitute 70s decor, but you know. Yeah, don't live in fear. Just rip the paint right off. It can't hurt you, I think. All right, so fate past, fate present, and fate future. Apparently, the past fate is Atropos, which seems strange to me because doesn't Atropos cut the thread normally? I know a little SMT lore, and if I remember correctly, Atropos cuts the thread, which would mean she would be future Fate, because she's cutting off the future, right? Like, Clotho would be the one you'd have in past, because she's the one that spins the yarn, right? And then Lachesis threads it? I don't know. Chrono Cross loves bullshitting, so I shouldn't be really shocked that it's bullshitting its way through understanding the three sisters. Anyway, in order to get onto the waterfall, we have to confront the three triangles, and as we have established previously, the records of fate are evil. At least they remembered that she does in fact cut the threads. I could do without the air raid siren, though. Okay then. Fair enough. I mean, if you're not gonna send me any... Oh, you know what, that's right, I'm thinking there's gonna be a boss here. But I think the boss only happens in the last island that you go to. So, yeah, you'll get a different boss depending on which island you visit last. So, like I said, we're going to visit Present Island last. And actually, after Future Island, which is apparently is Lachesis, I'm going to just double check and make sure I've equipped everyone with everything that we need. I don't even know what element this next boss is, to be honest. So, I should probably like look that up. I know what the boss after them is. Actually, I know what both of the bosses after this are, but you know. Oh, there they go. Don't think the Chrono Cross writers thought too hard about foreign mythology. Yeah, I don't want to be mean, but I'm not sure if they thought too hard about anything. Okay, no, you know, I can't say that. I can't say that because I have to be clear. I think that one of the things that happens in today's stream is actually legitimately clever. It's just that sometimes it feels like that was an accident rather than done on purpose. And it's hard for me to determine which one is which. I'll explain it more later. Oh, okay, the next boss is Red and 8. Got it. You know the big bosses, but not the context behind them. Alright, well, I don't know if you'll know this one, because this one's not really a big boss, but, you'll probably know the, Should I switch Draggy in? I know I just got Lena back, but she can't even get a mini level in this level or the next level, because until you beat the Gatekeeper, if you know what I mean, you can't get a mini level for any of the characters that you just got back after switching bodies. Which, again, seems really unfair, because, like, they've spent the past 16 level up stars being completely absent, and now they get cucked and have to wait to get better mini levels, whereas these other characters have had like 10 mini levels in between to get better stats. Now all these guys gotta wait. It's like, I feel like you're gimping these people a little bit. I hate to say it, but that's what it feels like. I'm gonna bring Draggy in. I'd rather have a resistance than a weakness hit. We'll bring Lena in when we fight the Gatekeeper, which is not what we're about to go fight. So, all right, but let's set up turn blues, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, happy little accident. There you go. By big bosses, you mean the one in all caps and the final one. Okay, yep. We'll be seeing the first one there, the one in all caps. We'll be seeing that one today. The end one, probably not until tomorrow's stream, if I had to guess. Should I stick a turn blue on Surge? I feel like it wouldn't be a bad idea to give Draggy a turn blue, especially since I have an extra slot, so... Especially also since Draggy's only got one slot for turns. I'll give, Radius all 3, but... I don't think we need anything else there. I think that should be good. Alright, and then we'll save here. If you're keeping score at home, at the moment we only need about 12,000 more gold to have enough to forge all of our prism weapons and 5 more rainbow shells, obviously, but we still have to get those, so... We'll work on that. Today we'll probably get, if we make good time, we'll probably get about 3 of them, maybe 4 today. We'll see. Although there's like 6 more available before the final dungeon, so it's kind of a crazy amount. And I think there's like 3 or 4. Actually, no, there's between 3 and 5 rainbow shells available in the final dungeon, depending on whether or not you feel like you want to disassemble ultimate weapons, which you could do. So, alright. Clotho is the one that we'll be fighting. In the present, apparently. Orange record, I've seen you in the Red Switch Palace in Fort Dragonia. Well, let's see if you can spin a yarn that's strong enough to defeat me. I don't know. Let's find out. Okay. Face boss. Yeah, I guess so, little guy. So let's do this. See, they'll keep Sea of Eden going here, but they won't keep up the boss theme in the Dario fight, and I don't know, I feel like that's kind of a waste, but... We get to fight Tron Legacy now, so that's fantastic. Who do I want to start? Probably Draggy, and then I can... So this is Vita Unis. I don't think the parts on the side are targetable. No, because I'm pressing left and right, and they're not. But we'll have Draggy start and get 99 up on Surge, and then we'll have Radius get turned blue, and then we'll go nuts from there, so... Just poke for now. That's a hell of a lot of damage you're dealing for a resisted hit. What the hell, Draggy? Where are you getting all that strength from? I don't think we'll need to worry about black hole traps until the big boss of the next area, so we'll just hold on to those. 99! Well, we're as close as we can be to never missing in this game. Unfortunately, you can never get a 100% accurate physical attack in this one. It can only ever go to 99%. And we've missed a couple 99% already, so that's just great. Alright, Surge, here you go. We gotta push that red off the field if we can. As much as we can, anyway. Not that it's really gonna deal too much damage if it keeps casting things like Fireball. Yeah, alright then. I mean, really, the only thing that that's doing is it's ensuring that it gets more... Okay, now you're just pushing your own red off the field, sort of. I was going to say, it's ensuring that it gets more red on the field so it can deal more damage with the bigger spells, but then it used a green spell and a blue spell right afterwards, and now I don't even know what to think. Very nice, Surge, very nice. That is an excessive amount of damage that we just did. I don't even care about the Cure Plus. Atropos has stopped functioning. Well, okay then. Good for you, Atropos. Just keep slapping it silly and then see what else we can do. I got a couple of Deluges. I'll cast Deluge. I haven't cast Diminish yet, so why the hell not? I don't think we need Diminish for this fight. We don't have any weaknesses on it. And I'm thinking maybe if we get to the point where it's like, oh, there's a black innate boss or something like that, I might actually, instead of casting Diminish, I might use Magic Negate instead for Surge, just to see if that works. Because you don't often get to see people using spells in this game. Oh, thank you very much. That's really helpful, actually. I might actually get the chance to summon Sonya right now if you're going to let me. Yeah, you're going to let me. Oh, you know what? We already summoned Sonya. Let's summon Genie. We've got 8 levels of spells. Here you go. Here's a level 8 summon. You never get to see these. Send them on your wild ride, Genie. Doesn't that mean the fight is over? I mean, it's a formality at this point, yeah, pretty much. It's just floating there, menacingly! Holy shit! Now that's damage. Alright, Surge, now you gotta do more damage as well. Very nice. Okay, we are almost done. Very good. Yeah, this thing's not really putting up much of a fight, is it? Oh boy. Alright, send him to hell, Draggy. You got this, kid. Ah, almost. Oh, nope, he got it. Perfect. Draggy got a kill. I'll take it. Yes, cute Genie. Cute and deadly. She came to battle prepared. She was like, I have a bigger tornado for you. This is a stronger tornado than the tornado you can cast. And there's a 38th star level. Perfect. Got a little more magic for Surge. That's not bad. Draggy got some more magic as well. That'll help him with the hitting the mooks that we're going to be fighting with him. And then Radius got more strength, which is good for him. Extra agility's not bad either, so I'll take it. But really, for him, getting more strength is kind of the important thing, because at this point he's got almost as much as Surge does. So that'll help him deal lots of damage to the enemies that we're fighting in boss fights going forward. So And there we go. This is why, by the way, you want to fight the present version last. So, like, go to the last island you visit is the present island, because you get the one and only Vigora element in the entire game for beating Clotho. So, or Vita Unis, as it was called in this fight. But you get the one and only Vigora element that you can get per save file. Well, okay, you can get another one on New Game Plus if you continue to do this fight. So I guess you could just do that. But yeah, that's going to be really helpful for Lena, because now she doesn't even have to cast like a turn spell anymore. We could just cast Vigora and go from there. And as a matter of fact, the boss fight that we're going to be getting into at the end of the next area is basically going to be a Vigora plus Eagle Eye equals Surge turns into a Death Machine type of a situation. So there you go. Okay, so I think, Draggy, you've done very well, and actually, let's give Lena Vigora, and then we will just bring her back into the party, I guess. Why not? We don't need Norris in the party at the moment, actually, so I was going to bring him into the party, but we don't need him until after we, whatchamacallit. There we go. So yeah, and as I think I sort of mentioned it before with Spearfisher when we used it with Sprig, but Vigora basically lets you get 7 to 8 attacks off in a row without having to stop doing them. So that's pretty powerful. And the nice thing about Lena specifically being able to use this is that she can then use Maidenheart in attempt to recharge her Vigora. It's like I think a 50% chance to recharge any given element, so you might get 2 Vigoras in a single fight if you use Vigora, then Maidenheart, and then Vigora again. Which basically means if you have the Master Mune, Surge will mow down everything and anything in his way with absolutely reckless abandon. Which I would like to do that, yes, so there you go. Yeah, but we don't need Draggy for the moment because there's a gatekeeper for us to fight before we get into the next dungeon, so we'll just bring in the boss killing party and we can test out that Vigora real quick. Turn black, I think, is what I want, because I think if I remember correctly, the next enemy is white innate, so let's get a bunch of these in here. Good. That was Radius, and we want to allocate to Lena. Give her the other 3 turn blacks. And there we go. Okay, good. Think Mune and Massamune and Master Mune is Mune. Master Mune is already a bastardization, so whatevs. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's probably, you're probably correct. It is probably like, I have a hard time pronouncing it in the exact Japanese, but it'd probably be Masamune, something like that. But, I don't know, I've always just pronounced it Massamune. I mean, I think H.C. Bailey pronounces it correctly, but I don't know. That's just, this is the Romanization version, I guess. My bastard child of a pronunciation. I think Lena got some strength out of that fight. Good, good. She got some magic too, so that'll help her. She should get some pretty decent stats going forward. She got 11 HP, a strength. I think she got a res, a magic. And I think that's it. But she should get some pretty decent stats going forward because she's been out of the party, so she'll have a higher likelihood of getting more and more stats with her regular star levels. So. Perfect. The Romeonization. Yeah, there you go. We just don't need a Julietization, and then we'll be fine. Because those two are destined to never be together. What the hell am I on today? I'm in such a weird mood. I don't know why. You know, it might just be because of the fact that I've gotten everything done that I need to for school now, so like I can actually sleep and relax and not have to run around like a crazy person. So I might actually have more energy to put into commentary today. So that's kind of nice. And actually, I was going to say don't get used to that because we're going to be back to school next Monday, but actually it's not going to be as bad because it's not accelerated starting next Monday. It's 15 weeks, so I can kind of spread out all the homework and spread out all the learning, so I'm not just like friggin' drained every day. So that's good. A pun off your Massamune. There you go. Got energy today, so you're chatty. And that's good, because I've also got energy today, so we'll chat together as we go through the Time Fortress Chronopolis. What the hell is this place supposed to be? Chronopolis oh no. Military Research Center. May there be everlasting peace for the children of the world. That seems like an oxymoron when you're a military research center, but 2400 AD. So that's post Chrono Triggers. So basically, in order for this place to exist, it had to have happened and been created after Chrono Trigger's good future occurred. Because otherwise, nothing made it to 2400 AD that looked like this, you know? So, okay. Well, flame is in caps there, so I get a feeling I don't think that the flame that they're talking about is a good one. It might be that flame. Good music in here too, by the way. Really big fan. So. You're gonna extract anti-annihilation energy from something? Have you learned nothing from trying to emulate nuclear fusion on the sun? If you have to reassure yourselves that it'll be a success, are you sure you should do the experiment? I don't know if it's a good idea. I also love how this place is like super technologically advanced, but if you look in the top, like slightly to the left of the top center of the screen, there's just a traditional treasure chest in here, just like every place else in the game. I don't know why I get a kick out of that, but I do. So. Okay. Gatekeeper spotted. Hey, RoboCop. Did I break the law already? But I just got here. Oh, hey, that place with nice music. This is the entrance to the Dead Sea building. They evidently they did not watch Oppenheimer. Apparently that movie did not exist in this timeline. So that's just great. All right, were you White Element? Yes. So this is the Chronopolis Police, the Polis Police. I don't know. I actually find that name kind of fun. But there you go. Let's beat him with a frying pan until he falls over. Okay, didn't interrupt me. That's good. Get a Vigora on Surge, get an Eagle Eye on Surge, and then beat the shit. Yes, they haven't watched Oppenheimer. For boss time! Oh, man. Just take that right from H.C. Bailey, but, you know. Megaton Fist. Ow! Okay, that actually hurt pretty good. What the hell, man? I'm gonna have to cast Diminish next turn after I'm done Vigora-ing. Jesus Christ. This guy's going for the throat. Okay, I will take you a little more seriously now. I respect the damage now. Maybe. Maybe I don't. I'm not even really that worried. I've got Revive and full Revive if I need it, but, you know. Alright, so we can just build this up. Alright, that's fine. He's not attacking Radius. That's good. Nice dodge. Ow. Alright, so now just keep going. Where'd my Vigora go? My Vigor is already gone? Wow. Well, that's no good. Poke, and then I will use Diminish because I don't feel like getting smacked for Megaton Fist damage ever again. Yes, hit him right in his robo-dick. That explains why he tried to hit me for 300 damage, because that probably really hurt. So, 2-2-2. Or you could just interrupt me now. Oh, okay. He's losing body parts. That's cool. Wonder if he'll get less defense. Well, he got speedier because he just dodged me, so. Do I burn my... Oh, no, I can't use Cure All because I don't have enough of it yet. I can push his White Element off the field, though, by using a Heal All, so let's do that. Gotta get Radius back closer to full. So I think the course of action that we should take in the future, then, is cast Vigora right before Surge's turn. Because it obviously doesn't last very long. So... Bazooka. Now, if this does less damage than the fists, it's going to be kind of funny. I mean, it will because of Diminish, but honestly, that's probably about the same as the fist did with Diminish up, so I'll take it. I think I heal. Because I still have Turn Black and I still have Eagle Eye, so I think I heal. I can probably use this heal all and be fine. And then just have Surge poke him again. A few times. I have free falls, actually, so I could use those. I just used diminished, though, so that's not really going to work out too well. Well, I just did it anyway, even though I just said I shouldn't do it, but let's see how much free fall does under diminished. I mean, I have, like, 32 magic, so probably won't do terrible damage. It's less than a 3 would have done. Well, maybe it's a little more than a 3 would have done, but I don't know. Doesn't matter. Ow. Nice dodge. Please put me down. Please stop hitting me. Let's put Turn Black up since Surge has lost his Turn Black, and then we'll put an Eagle Eye up. When we get round to Radius's turn, and then probably I'll have Surge heal. I'll just have him do a 2-2-2 and then heal. So that way we don't fall over when he gets out the big guns. Like now. This is on Radius, yeah. Well, it won't kill him. It will hurt, though. Yeah. Alright, anyway, let's do one of those. And another chunk's about to go flying off. I think he has a little over 3,000 HP, so... Oh, okay. Is he dead? I was gonna say, that's a lot of pieces if he's not dead. I guess he's dead. Alright, fair enough. He might not have had 3,000-something HP then. Because that's a lot of death for 3,000-ish HP. There's our 39th star level. No strength for Surge, but more magic, so he can Luminaire better. Lena got more strength, I'll take it. And Radius got more strength, I'll take it. Very nice. We get another physical negate for beating him. It's okay. It's something, you know. Not great, but it's something. Okay, so with that, we can now gain mini levels again. So I think the next order of business, we're going to fight all the enemies along the way through here because I think if I remember correctly, Gizmotoids, which are the enemies that I'm looking for, have the rare drop that I'm looking for. They can appear in, I think, every enemy formation around here. So we're just going to fight as many of them as possible, like all the encounters, and that means we'll get our mini levels. Excuse me, so should work out pretty nicely. I gotta be honest, it's actually pretty refreshing because the first time I played Chrono Cross, I tried to do that thing that everybody else does where they're like, if they're trying to be real good at the game, where they're like, well, put on a turn element and put on Eagle Eye and put on Strengthen and put on Vigora, and it was like, no, that's way too much buff management. Just managing 2 buffs is so much more refreshing because it's just like, okay, 1 turn, I'm already up to full strength. I may not have Strengthen, I may not have Vigora while Eagle Eye and a turn spell's on, but I'm doing good damage, good enough to where I'm not even worried about it, you know? So, okay, so let's get Draggy and Norris into the party. And then we will bring Lena and Radius into the party before we fight the big bad here. So there we go. Alright, back in. Hopefully the gatekeeper isn't back, because, I mean, if he is, I can just run away, get the other party back out, and go from there, but, like, hopefully not. Surely you won't do that to me again. Alright, 2 stilt walkers here. We'll take care of them, grab the treasure, and then move along. Yeah, I don't remember which ones are Gizmotoids, but these might be it. These are it. Okay, so these Gizmotoids are the ones that we're looking for in order to fight. They're the ones that have the rare drop that we're looking for, which is a direct upgrade to the Dragoon Gauntlet. So, hopefully, they'll cooperate. This one, so far, has not been cooperating, but that's fine. You know? I mean, obviously he wouldn't. I mean, he's like, really? You're using a crude weapon like that to try to defeat me? Why would you do that? It's like, what have I done? You know? So, oh, there's a gyro blade in here too. All of these monsters, by the way, can be doppelganged by Sprig, even though they're machines. So, you could have Sprig come in here to grab them as stuff for her doppelgangs. But at this point, I'm kind of like, Sprig's Sprig's done her job. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of good if I don't get anything else for her. Everybody else has kind of got a few legs up on her in terms of what they can do for damage, for spread AoE. They don't need to set up for as long, so there's a few more things that I think everybody else can do better. Like, Draggy just killed those Gizmotoids with a big breath, and it was a resisted hit. You can't do that with Sprig until, like, she either sets up and gets Tornado going, or, well, okay, so yeah, with a Tornado she could probably do something like that, but probably not quite that much, so. Also, the enemies here will drop a lot of Denaturite for you, which is good, because as far as I'm aware, they're all matter elemental, so they're all weak to stone weapons. If you hit them with a level 3 attack, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a crit. So, that's kind of nice. I'm just concerned about my accuracy, that's all. So, and we're already doing pretty good damage with just the level 2s, so I'll take that too. I'm actually surprised Norris took any damage at all from that. I wouldn't expect him to, considering how much resistance he has, but okay, I'll take it. Honestly, this might kill. I wouldn't be shocked. Okay, killed the one, so... I don't even need to Luminaire. I'll just shoot. Shockwave. I was gonna say shotgun, but that's not true because... we don't get access to a shotgun in this one. Alright, little extra HP. I'll take it. Another Denaturite. That's cool. Now, if we don't get the drop, I'll be okay without it. Because we're going to get a second Dragoon Gauntlet when we do the bonus episode and do New Game Plus. Because we will get that Dragoon Gauntlet from Viper Manor before we actually go and confront the New Game Plus final boss. We'll talk about that when we get there. It's a little bit more complex, but we'll get there eventually. But there's still quite a lot of robots left to look around and fight, so... I'm not going to write it off just yet. These Gizmotoids are everywhere, so... I'm just going to go straight for the 2s. Is it worth it? I don't know. I might miss the big breath if I do it that way, but then at least everybody has a chance to do something, you know? Unless Draggy just kills everything right now, which we've seen the other Gizmotoid survive, so won't happen, but... Must be specific levels of attacks that he takes 0 from, though, because... like, we're taking 0 or 1 from the other ones, so... Yeah, okay. Actually didn't quite hit him. Fair enough. I guess this is what I get for getting Prism Vests this early, though, because, like, you normally would be taking some damage from these guys. Not a terribly large amount, but some damage for sure. As it stands now, we're not taking much damage at all, so... And we're annihilating these guys with very reckless abandon. So, that's great. But yeah, stone weapons are more than enough for in here. If you have the plasma pistol, the flying enemies, so the gyro blades, and I think there might be one other flying enemy in here, will also take massive damage from that, so that works. And again, like I said, quite a lot of Denaturite available here, so... Ooh. Thanks. That don't open. Let's go this way, I think. Probably opens from the other side, if I had to guess. Some kind of water area? Robo Sewer Wash. Sure. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so... you probably have to bring this guy up and around somehow. In order to get him to where he needs to go. Okay, so I don't have the correct... I need to get over there in order to do that, so I need to figure out how I can drain the liquid or something. Maybe over here? No? Because I can't get into the water, right? Let me just make sure. Oh, I can get in the water. Okay. Well, that makes this a lot easier then. That's cool. Ooh, okay. Can't go in deep water. Got it. Got it. I don't remember this mini game at all. But I'll take it. I'm thinking like, oh, I gotta drain the liquid so I can get in, but no, that's not correct. You know, I should probably, before I put all the bridges up, because just in case they don't let me use this robot again, I should probably go get all the treasures first. So let's go do that. Like, just in case it doesn't, oh, I gotta go this way. Let me use this again after I drain the liquid. The white brooch. You can get some brooches here. You can disassemble them for the various shiny equipment if you want to. And there's a cure-all as well. I don't think you get all the brooches from in here, though, because we already got a green brooch, and I think, if I remember correctly, there's a red brooch in home Mount Pyre. But I could be wrong about that. Although I think, didn't we get some brooches when we were back in Fort Dragonia? Like, before we switched bodies, so that might be part of it, too. There we are. Okay, got all the treasures, and we have manipulated ye old bridge. I don't know where the robot goes. Probably explodes, which seems wasteful, but, you know. But I think that's it. I'm surprised that you were able to operate that thing, Serge, considering you don't have very much experience with computers, but I guess that's why Norris is here. He can coach you on that one. Alright, so we'll keep an eye out for a mini level and a save point, so then we'll go back to the save point once we get the mini level. I actually want to bring Matcha and Fiona into the party so that they can get their mini levels as well, for reasons that I'll explain. Well, really, I guess I can just tell you now. It's because I'm going to use them in New Game Plus for what we're going to be doing there, so. Alright, so since he already did that, let's just have you fight this one. Oh, okay. I was going to say, we'll have you fight this one and then cast Luminaire if we get to the point where we get enough element power, but with 47 strength, Surge seems to mow these guys down like nobody's business, even with the Stone Swallow. So. I'll take it, though. It'll make getting through here and potentially getting the rare drop easier, so. But yeah, now we can go back if we so choose. But I don't want to go back, I want to move forward. Quite a few things around this part. I think if I remember correctly, the enemies in here will respawn as you go through certain parts of the dungeon, but I could be misremembering. So. There's an arrow guard, so blue element one that you could use if you want to. But since they're blue element, let's have Draggy go nuts. And by nuts, I mean deal slight amounts of damage until he builds up either a cough mix or a big breath. In this case, it's a cough mix because we missed that last one, but that's okay. That'll work well enough. I also love how I brought the deluges because I'm like, okay, well, when I fight Redinate enemies, it'll deal more damage, and then it's like, no, Big Breath still deals more. So. Alright, so you are flying, so you should take increased damage from this. A hidden missile salvo. Who do you think you are, Dr. Doom? Okay, I didn't build up enough element power, but I can use a Sonic Boom if I so choose. Sonic Boom! There we go. And I guess we'll just have Surge mop up, why not? Surprised it lived through that first one. Took some prior damage, but I guess they all have, like, probably between 450 and 500 HP, which, yeah, not a lot considering what we've got going on. Okay, there's our mini level, and Surge is going to get strength out of the next level, so he'll have 49 strength by the time we're done. Draggy's going to have 45 strength after this, and as usual, Norris is getting more resistance. Okay, and there's the rare drop. I knew it was going to happen eventually. I guess it happened a little faster than I thought. A Power Seal. It's a direct upgrade to the Dragoon Gauntlet. It gives +5 strength rather than +3. So there we go. Equip that right on Surge, and honestly, we don't even need the spectral weapons to beat the game at this point. The stone weapons will do just fine, but we'll try to get the spectral weapons anyway, just for the hell of it. If we get a second Power Seal, that would be cool as well, but now I don't even need that second Dragoon Gauntlet from Viper Manor in New Game Plus, so... you know, if we get it, cool. If we don't, then I'm not worried about it, so... But yeah, if we get a second Power Seal, that'd be neato. Then I can give that to the other person in New Game Plus that I'm using it on. Some kind of docking area here. And there's a save point, so that means we can bring out Matcha and Fiona so they can get their mini level, and then we can bring out Lena and Radius so they can get their mini level. We can go from there. There's quite a few mini levels available now that you've gotten the 39th level up star. So, oh, there we are. Why would you want to do? Okay, so here's what I don't understand, right? So, Chrono Trigger gave 2300 AD a good future, right? It offered them a second chance. You would think that the people in charge in the future, the good future now, would say, you know, we probably shouldn't manipulate time because we were given a second chance, so let's do this correctly rather than try to fuck around with the thing that caused all the problems in the first place. But apparently, history's mistakes are repeated because Chrono Cross said so. Because it wanted to ask nihilistic questions that it is not well equipped to talk about because I just don't understand. Why not just make a game that's not this perplexed by nihilism? I don't know. It feels like a lot of Japanese media, though, around the end of the 1990s was like obsessed with this idea of everything being meaningless, and I think after a while it's too saturated for me and I get pissed off at it because I don't know. I think I just have to spread these out a little more in terms of these late 90s RPGs because they all start talking about this stuff and it's like, guys, you don't understand what you're talking about on a fundamental level. Please. I need you all to understand. Please do not suggest Xenogears for the stream. Please, do us all a favor, do not suggest Xenogears. I have taken psychology classes. As soon as they start talking about the id and the ego, I'm gonna have a fucking conniption. I'm just trying to save you the trouble. I understand it's probably a bunch of people's favorite game, but just save yourself the trouble and save me the trouble. Because that will not work out. So, okay, anyway. Enough about that. Let's worry about focusing on our stats. So let's bring in Matcha. I'll just probably single target the enemies and then maybe cast Luminaire, and then Matcha and Fiona can clean up after that. No, Turnip. There you are. And I can equip them with a couple of things. I think I still have... Do I still have the Sight Scope and the Silver Loop, or did I sell the Silver Loop? Let's see. Oh yeah, you guys have crap weapons too. Well, that's okay. I've still got a couple of things. I have a Dragoon Gauntlet. Man, my items suck. It's because I sold a whole bunch of them. I have one Dragoon's Honor. I have one Sight Scope. And I have one Mithril Helmet. I shouldn't have sold this stuff if I wanted them to have this stuff, but that's okay. Alright, so you get the Mithril Helmet. I'll give you the Sight Scope, and... you have 9 stamina recovery, so it probably would have been better to keep a stamina ring for you, but we don't need it, so it's fine. And then for you, you don't get the helmet, my sweet summer child, but you can have the Star Fragment, and a Dragoon's Honor, and a Dragoon Gauntlet, and then Surge can just do all the work for a second, and we'll be fine. Alright, so go back up from the docks. We'll get them their mini level, we'll get Lena and Radius their mini level, and then we will... move on with the area after that. Yeah, like I said, big fan of the music in here. It's very fitting for kind of like a futuristic semi-final dungeon type of a theme. So. I was going to say, yeah, these enemies should deal a little bit more damage now because we've only got iron equipment in terms of armor for Matcha and Fiona. So. But they'll be okay. Alright, and then the question remains, will I kill this thing with a free fall? Maybe. I guess I could use an Ultra Nova too. I'm not even sure if we'll see this anywhere else in the game now that we've trapped it from... Did we see it in the Sky Dragon fight? I forget. I'm just going to cast it just so I can show it. Man, and I thought Meteor Shower was fancy. That is a very large targeted explosion. Alright, so give Matcha and my sweet summer child their mini level. Should be a pretty good one because they haven't been in the party for a while. Okay, well, it's not great, but that's fine. They both got strength. That's the important part. And I can heal with a Nostrum. Alright, and then we'll get Lena and Radius in here. We'll let them get their mini level, and then we will go from there. I'm not really worried about the elements that Matcha and Fiona have for right now. I might give them some other elements later when we leave here, but they can probably just use the stuff that we've got currently equipped when we get to New Game Plus, because if I remember correctly, when you go to New Game Plus, all the elements get unequipped from your party. But they remain in your inventory, so you can just, you know, use them that way. It's the same for, I think, weapons and armor? I think. I could be wrong about that. And if I am, then we might be making a few stone vests, but that's okay. Or if we still have the rainbow shells, I might, you know, just make some prison vests. I'll only need 2, so we'll see. I don't know. Alright, get you 2 in here to get your mini levels, and then off we will go. I'll save once I'm done with this, and then we'll move on with the dungeon. I'm taking my time because I'm planning on having this last for... The game, I mean, last for a total of 3 streams, including this one, so... If I take my time through this area, I'm kind of okay with it, you know? Okay. Well, we can probably have Lena do a little bit of Inferno action here. You know, if she doesn't get cucked on her way up to Inferno. I guess she could have Magma Burst, but, you know, that's fine. I haven't seen Luminaire in a while, so maybe we'll get to use it if I hit enough of these attacks. Okay, well, we won't get to see Luminaire because I'm missing. Still gonna go for it, though. Really, Surge? Seriously? You're gonna miss all of them? Whoops, hang on. This one. There we go. Fine. I'll use a level 1. How about that? Nice. And we've built up enough element power, so I guess just... zap them with a jolt of electricity, or a bolt in this case, because electro jolt is a level 2 element. So okay, not bad. I'll take it. And now hit the level 2. There. Only took you 4 swings, Surge. You're 25%. Okay, well, Radius got a good level. Lena got... it's an okay level. Not going to really do us much good without her getting extra strength. But she's got Maiden Faith if she needs extra strength, so I'm not really super concerned, you know. That'll give her plus... I think the Strengthen buff, which you get from Maiden Faith, is like plus 25% strength, if I remember correctly, so... I could be wrong about that. It could be more, but... I don't know. But anyway, let's get our AoE champs in here. I really like how our party worked out. I think I talked about this already, but I really like how everything worked out with the 5 party members that I selected. I'm kind of sad that I had to bench Matcha and Fiona in order to get this effect, but having 2 party members that are dedicated to AoE for killing mooks faster, and then having 2 party members dedicated to single target for boss fights, it just, I don't know, it really works pretty well for me, I think. Alright, so we have a security lock there, and I don't think... Do we still have a card key? I think so, in here somewhere. Maybe I passed it. Station passed. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work on this door. Be kind of funny if it did, but I don't think so. Nope. Okay. Well, we can't get in there until we get a... or till we get something that can release the level 2 security lock. So let's see what we can do about that. I'll come back for you in just a second after I go under here and grab the Forget-Me-Not pot. So if you don't want to use Sprig, but you do want the full Doppelgang list, you can equip that on somebody, and then every enemy that they defeat will be added to Sprig's Doppelgang list. So you can technically still get 100% completion of the Doppelgangs without having to bring Sprig all the time. It's kind of nice because then you don't have to worry about, like, oh, well, she doesn't have very much HP, so she won't really work very well for that, you know? So that no longer is a problem because you have the pot, so. Gusto, 1 shot, not even Master Muning, baby. Like I said, I feel like the Master Mun is already pretty well busted in terms of, like, I don't know, I just feel like you never get to see Surge go through here with anything but the Master Mune in most people's playthroughs, so let's just go through here with the Stone Swallow instead, you know? Like, even speed runs will get the Master Mune instead of the keeping the Stone Swallow, so... I'm not even sure if speed runs have a Stone Swallow. I'm pretty sure they go straight from Mithril to the Master Mune, so... I don't know. Alright, we'll let Draggy do this one. Just go for 2s, though. Yeah, because I was going to say, with your red innate, you'll probably whack these guys upside the head something fierce. See if you can one-shot. Hell yeah, Draggy. Get that 500 HP right there. Nice block and dodge, too, especially with your low agility. That's unexpected. So, what do I have at level 6? Thunderstorm? I think that's overkill, but sure, why not? You're surprisingly proficient with all these elements, considering you're in the poor military, Norris. Usually people from outside El Nido have a little bit of a hard time. It's because I'm forcing you to cast, but, you know. I'm not giving him a choice. Whole bunch of meteor showers, though. Those are kind of nice, I guess, just to give us a little extra firepower. Gonna guess we're not gonna be getting up that way. I do see the chest over there, though. So I'll keep that in mind for later. Once we figure out where the hell we're going. Laser gate. Well, hello. Security, level 2 lock. Please release the lock. I will do that later. Right now, my life is being threatened. So first, let me take care of that. I don't think you can do that without running into the guards here. I think you have to. I mean, I wouldn't imagine you'd be able to do it without, because obviously in order to get through that section, you have to run through the red laser gate. So. Let's get some prior on the Gizmotoid, if possible. There we go. And now Big Mama's had enough. That is a hell of a camera angle. Okay, and then Norris can clean up. That's one cleanup. And that's 2 cleanup. Good. Nice and easy. Getting quite a bit of money out of this too. So we've already got more than enough cash to make all the prism equipment that I want to make, but at the same time, can I press this button? It's a big red button. What do you mean I can't press it? But at the same time, I could also use that money to, like I said, make the prism vests in New Game Plus. Well, I wouldn't be able to make them in New Game Plus, but we'll have enough rainbow shells where if I want to, I could just make Matcha and Fiona some prism vests before the end of the game. You can't actually make rainbow equipment in New Game Plus unless you go all the way to the point where you can have Zappa work with himself again to make the rainbow axe, so you kind of have to wait until quite a while in. So it's a good idea to make any rainbow equipment before you go into New Game Plus if you're going to have some, because otherwise you'd have to wait quite a while to get some. So once I can make, you know, I think I need about 20,000 per prism vest, so that would mean I need 152,000. Oh, there's another power seal. Perfect. Okay, so now I don't even need the Dragoon Gauntlet that I have. I can just give Fiona that power seal. So, hell, if we get a third one, well, I can't really give it to Matcha because she needs a stamina belt in order to hit over 10 stamina recovery. So, and stamina, well, it won't be that important in New Game Plus, but I usually like to have everybody at or above 10 stamina recovery, just because it's easier that way for me, because then it's not like we ever get to a point where I have to worry about anybody not having enough stamina, you know. So I will wash away this robot, sure, why not? Cause a power outage on this whole floor because we got everything wet. I get the feeling they probably waterproofed most of the stuff in this place because, I mean, they made it in an archipelago. They would have to have known what they were doing. So. Oh, look, a third power seal. Who am I going to give that to? I mean, technically I'd give that to Lena, I guess, but... what the hell's over here? I'm going to go in. I'm not even going to bother. Now that we've gotten all that stuff, I'm not even going to bother with too much fighting until... Well, I guess I could, but... I'll worry about it later. Some kind of map of the area. Not over here. Releasing lock. Okay, thank you. Good. I wonder why. It might be because you're blinking out of existence. Oh. So the whole chain of islands was created by this fate thing? How powerful is it? And how did you... Okay, well, I guess that means you guys figured out how to control time then, because you went back to 10,000 years ago and you created this island chain. Well, it seems like a noble enough goal. And yeah, it's probably not entirely clear, but since the entire island chain was artificially created by this fate thing, that also means that all the elements, which are only found in the El Nido archipelago, were also created by fate, so... And now they're going to talk about the records of fate, because, as we said, they're evil. And by that I mean fate is controlling them. So did they voluntarily get their memories erased, or what? Uh-huh. And how does that work exactly? Oh. I wonder who that boy was. And we'll find out more about that later. I can mess with the controls, though, in order to make it not be on the correct thing, so... Evil? Definitely evil. Okay, let's fight this Gizmotoid because I need Monet. I'm not really super concerned about cash, though, because, like, we've got some extra accessories that we can sell now, and on top of that, we still have another whole dungeon after this that we'll go through in order to get some money, and the enemies there give some pretty good money, too, so... If we don't fight absolutely everything in here, I'm not going to be, like, mad about it, you know? So. Tell you what I'm not mad about, though, having access to Luminaire! Ho! Again. I just love casting Luminaire, I don't know why. It might be the connection back to Chrono Trigger, or I don't know, maybe it's just the surge pointing up in the air. At the very least, if we don't get enough money to make the Prism Vest, which I don't see how we would, but if we don't, I could definitely see myself being able to... Where am I going? Probably back. No, the first floor, this is the elevator, I think, so if I go to the first floor, it'll just take me out of that thing, right? So I probably want to go to the third floor. Yeah, at the very least, we'll have enough Denaturite and everything else to make stone vests for Matcha and Fiona, which should be enough, like... We only need a little bit of defense to get through the bonus boss, the New Game Plus boss. Yeah, okay, here we go. So see, the enemies have respawned now that we went upstairs. So if you want to, you could just fight them again now over and over until you get as many power seals as you want, and you can go from there. But let's go up to the third floor. I think if I remember correctly, if we try to go to the first basement floor, it won't let us. Let me see. Yeah, we need a central lab zone registration card in order to get down there. So, we will go try to find one. Wandering through the halls here. Not that the card is going to have gotten legs and is wandering through the halls, but we will wander through the halls to try to find it. There we go. That's better. Alright, we'll let Draggy do this one. Nice. Got to spread out the kills so that I'm not just letting one person hog all of them. Their conscience can't take it. Their conscience can't take it. There we go. Alright, what do we got over here? Anything interesting? Are all the arrow guards gonna respawn after I go in there? Oh, I was gonna say you turned records and melody into DNA, but no, you're just saying that DNA is a harmonious instrument. What's that supposed to mean? Well, you seem awfully obsessed with music. I wonder why. What's back here? Oh, a rainbow shell. Okay, cool. I'll take it. I think if I remember correctly, there was another door on the second floor as well, and it was, I think it was in the back of the lab that had the level 2 security lock. If you have Grobik in your party, you can take him back there and he'll get access to his level 7 tech. But you can come back to Chronopolis at any time, so it's not like you're going to be missing out if you don't get it right now. So there's a few level 7 techs where I just know where they are because I've gotten them myself before, but a good chunk of them I don't. Oh, and actually that reminds me, I do need to go and get, I know I need to get at least Fiona's, and then I forget if Matcha gets hers automatically or like Radius or not, but I guess I can check. And then we'll want to go grab theirs. I don't really need their level 7 attacks, I really just need them there as bodies for physical attacks, but might as well get them anyway, you know, why not? But we'll go get those later. And I guess I'll fight this guy too. So if we go through there, we should be able to get to that hallway that was on the opposite side of that wall that we saw when we were going up to the second floor before. So we'll let Norris do a little bit. Why not? And then, I mean, I guess you can probably get rid of the Gyro Blade with Arrow Blaster, maybe. Sonic Boom. Yep, good. Draggy, you're next. We'll just go in reverse order this time. Let's hit the other guy, so that then Big Mama can have enough again. Just trying to spread things out, because why not? All that extra energy that I had at the beginning of the stream seems to have dissipated as we go through all these little random battles, but I don't know, there ain't a whole lot to talk about when you're just culling through legions and legions of robots that'll never really do anything for anybody ever again, you know? So we'll get the energy back when I have to yell at the game for its story, eventually. Oh boy. I want to make sure I'm clear, too. I'm yelling at the game for its story because there are moments in the game's story that I genuinely think could be really interesting if they were done a little bit more in a certain way that is not the way that the game does it. So, model of brain evolution. Model of brain analysis. Model of my brain. Wait. Model of lower animal brain. Model of brain behavior. It's pulsating. Why is it pulsating like the mother brain? Aha. I mean, you say that now, but you guys have all this fancy technology to do it with. Back in my day, we couldn't even see the brains of these people. I mean, I guess, but we'll... I was going to say, that's a simulation. They won't be the same person. This is the Star Trek teleporting problem again. No, that's incorrect, because every time that you clone somebody, you're killing them. Like, what was the movie? The Prestige, I think it was? It was a Christopher Nolan movie. And it was like this exact concept where it's like, hey, if we can clone people or teleport people around, do they die or do they live? I mean, I guess if that's what you want to say, but I don't really believe you. It may have been the island. Yeah, that might have been it, yeah. Model of brain evolution, flatline. Yeah, there you go. No brain evolution. Smooth brain, only. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could do that, but you're also forcefully moving neurotransmitters along their nervous system, and that could cause nervous system damage. You guys might come up with diseases based on manipulation of neurotransmitters that we haven't even seen in real life yet, because generally speaking, we don't manipulate neurotransmitters. We inhibit them, but we don't, like, okay, I want to put this specific amount on this specific axon. I understand how the nervous system works, okay? I get what you're saying. So you're telling me, when I save my game at the little pyramid, it's messing with my neurotransmitters to make me feel safe. It's not actually saving my game, it's just making me feel safe. What the hell, Chrono Cross? Sir? Sir, hello? There you are. Yeah, that was the plotline of Evo: The Search for Eden. Right. No, stop it. Stop it right now. Don't do that shit. They just evolved by natural course. They did not... Again, this is like the mural, okay? So, like... And I think, honestly, I think I yelled at the mural a little bit too much last time, because the mural was depicting... Like, that's an artist's depiction of what they think evolution is like. But... it tracks with the way that these scientists who believe in this data based on all of their observations, and they've come to the same conclusion that Lavos contaminated the human race somehow to cause them to evolve into these highly advanced species. And I just... I don't remember that part from Chrono Trigger, actually. Uh-huh. I mean, you're saying that, but... Okay, but you're a scientist. You're not a philosopher. You're not qualified to be making these sweeping accusations of all of humanity, sir. You're in the wrong PhD department. And it's because Chrono Cross wants that to be the story here. It's like they want you to say, "Wow, humanity is being awful," and you know, they need to confront trials in order to face the fact that they've committed all these mistakes. But the problem with them saying that is that if you're going to make it so that all of humanity's sins across all of history are based on the fact that they touched Lavos's flames, then it's not humanity's fault and they don't have to confront the trial. Lavos does. Like, you did... What? Most lore of any save point ever. Yeah, and I do like that they actually give you a reason behind why the save points exist, so that's pretty nice. So you were too busy saving the world for that deep lore. This is what you get when you shoehorn a story together for a promising would-be mana game. Is that where all this came from? They were going to turn it into a mana game, and then they decided it was going to be a sequel to Chrono Trigger? Because that would track a lot, actually. And hello, Scalaziel. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're going through Chronopolis, and I'm yelling at the story. There are good things. I'm just yelling at the story right now because there's a couple of things where I'm like, eh. So, considering Lavos showed up at like 65 million BC, we'd see some weird humans in newer time periods, but nope, no parasitoids, actually. Well, there's no parasitoids, but their reptites did exist in this universe. We've actually heard about that in the mural, so I don't know if they have existed for a while, but they did exist in this universe, so. Yeah, but then they felt it would threaten Final Fantasy IX, so they gimped it. Oh, okay. Yeah, because Final Fantasy IX was kind of their PS1 swan song, so they really wanted it to, like, outperform and do well. Hi there. So I get that. Doing good. That's good. Very fitting chatter for the current context. Yes, fair enough. The context that we are in is just a whole bunch of lore. And I mean, I actually don't mind the way that they introduce the lore here in Chronopolis, because they're kind of drip-feeding it to you as you go through the area, which I'm fine with. Like, that's fine. It builds on the dungeon, you know what I mean? So that's cool. There are some parts of it where I'm like, you know? Man, these stone weapons are strong, but this Combot has some kind of HP, let me tell you what. He's going ballistic. At least it's not intercontinental. Ow. What am I burned? I must be burned, yeah. That's okay. This is a pretty good endgame monster for Sprig, by the way, so if you want that for her, if you want the Forget-Me-Not pot, you could use that for her. I'm a bigger fan of Torminator, personally. I don't know, I just find it bizarre that Sprig can doppelgang into robots, but I guess I shouldn't find it too bizarre, because, I mean, I played Final Fantasy Legend 1 and 2 and 3, so, like, I guess I shouldn't find it too bizarre. I mean, I used robots in that game, so... Well, a robot in Legend 2, and then another one in Legend 3, so... I've run the gamut of Final Fantasy spin-offs. I'm guessing this door leads to the hallway, so we're gonna have to go to the 4th floor, it looks like, in order to get up ahead. But we're getting a little bit of deep lore from going through here. Oh good, the enemies haven't respawned. They probably will if I was like to use the elevator to go anywhere else. Like if I go back to the 1st floor, they did, so... Been your screen name since 2007. Sprig is your favorite because she's essentially this game's Gal. Yeah, I really dig Gal from Final Fantasy VI as well, so I'm a big fan of Sprig. I tried to incorporate her a little bit earlier in the game. It's just after a while, I just find it tough because like White Knight was so good, and then all of a sudden its defense is just lacking and her HP is pretty low, so after a while I just find her tough to use over other people. Like, it just feels like too much setup for not enough payoff, you know, but... I mean, I guess it's fine, because it's like, okay, you don't have to worry too much about that, because, like... What are these guys, Blue Element? Yeah, I'll just use Meteor Shower. You don't have to worry too much about that, because this game is pretty easy on the whole, but... You know. But yeah, when I play Final Fantasy VI for the stream, which will be eventually, don't know when, but we're gonna cover... all the main lines except 11, because I already played 14, and from what I understand, 11 is pretty similar. 14's a little more streamlined, 11's more menu-based, but... Yeah, when I eventually play 6 for the stream, Gao will be a very major contender in the party. He will be one of the 2 most used party members throughout the entire game, because if you put a little time into him, he is a monster. So... Oh, okay. Where do I register myself as an arbiter? Oh, okay. What if I don't know my designated position? Then assume the position, Surge, because you will die. Anyway. I'm just gonna run around these arrow guards. Go see if we can figure out this arbiter thing. Probably has something to do with this. I was gonna say, but let's do that after, but then the game forced me to gather with this, so... Okay. Do you like 14? Dawn Trail has been a blast. I stopped playing after Shadowbringers because I wasn't having much fun with it, but I've heard that Dawn Trail is like an absolute acid trip at times, so... I haven't experienced anything since, like, patch 5.4, I think, was the last one I did, so there you go. And Doc23, thank you for following. I appreciate that. Welcome. Welcome in. Actually haven't played 6, so you'll be there. You know what happens in 6, but you haven't experienced it as a whole. Gotcha. Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll have a good time with it. It's one of the easier Final Fantasies on the whole, if I'm totally honest, but I don't know. That kind of allows you to just manipulate it and do silly strategies that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise, so... Name on there is Scala Branford. Okay, well, I think that reveals a little bit about another game that you enjoy. And also, thank you for following, Scala. Appreciate that as well. 14 is still too relevant and new for a hipster like you. Someone wanted you to join them in 11. And, I mean, 11 at this point is, like, what, 20-something years old? I want to say 22, so... If you like menu-based games, I could see how you could enjoy that. I don't know. I think I'd have to try it to know, but I feel like after playing 14, I'd have a hard time going backwards, you know? So... Excuse me. Is that how the time egg worked? Okay. Uh-huh. I mean, I guess it worked for Chrono, but... I thought the whole point of the time egg, when they brought Chrono back to life, was that was like a one-off thing. Like, Balthazar would have been like, no, this is like the only... He's helping us save the world and save all of time, so this is a one-off thing. You should not do this again. But now, apparently, these people are like, okay, let's just do it as much as we want. All right. Wonder how Luca would feel about the fact that 1,300 years after her death, like, Chronopolis would just use all of her information, which at that point was ancient information. Like, that's over 1,000 years old, to just reinvent time travel and then completely fuck up the timeline. Oh, God. I like that, like, this stuff exists. I think it's interesting. The references back to Chrono Trigger sometimes make me like, yeah, but aren't you missing the point of Chrono Trigger? Like, the point of Chrono Trigger was that, I mean, okay, messing around with time is fun in Chrono Trigger, but that's because it's like a Saturday morning cartoon. At the end of the day, you don't want to mess it up now that we've fixed it. The whole point of messing around with it was to fix it. Once it's fixed, you don't mess with it anymore. Here we are messing with it again. Oh, hey, that guy agrees with me. Kind of. I mean, you could go find evidence. Well, I was going to say you could look at the death records in the Kingdom of Zeal to see that Chrono died, but I think the Kingdom of Zeal was mostly dead after Lavos killed Chrono, so probably not. Never mind. So yeah, all the stuff that's happened in El Nido up to this point, except for all we know so far, the dragons have nothing to do with this, though. They may have been here before Chronopolis built the archipelago, or maybe they came here after, but we don't know what their existence here means and where they came from. Hell, they could have come here from Fate. Fate could have created them, for all we know, but we don't know that for sure yet, so that's the only loose end. I mean, I guess. Yeah, that seems to be the case, given the fact that we've met ourselves on several occasions here. But no, that's just nonsense. That would never happen. I don't remember if these guys say anything new, but we've gotten kind of a little info from all of them, so... Hello, Gizmotoid. I'm gonna let you live if I can get through this door. There we go. It's still alive. There you go. Yeah, and I mean, there's still a fan base that's kind of like following through with it, you know, and playing it quite fervently, from what I understand. So, still haven't touched 11. Heard it has a de-leveling mechanic, and you noped out of considering buying it. All the more reason to not die. I also heard that there's an enemy that, like, one of its attacks. I forget if it's like a strong enemy or if it's just a random mook, but one of its attacks can actually unequip all of your armor. That's a 2002 level of design type of a thing. You've tried making all of 12,000 BC in VR. It's tough. Wow. That's a lot, yeah. Well, good on you for attempting it, though. That's a lot of effort, so. Okay, well, there's a magnify. Not that we'll need it, but, you know, hang on. Before I talk to this guy that may or may not be the chief, let's just take care of this enemy that's wandering around here. Yeah, ew to the all armor. The reason why I know that is because there's actually an enemy in 14 that's basically just a palette swap of that exact enemy from 11. So it's in one of the Shadowbringers dungeons. So that's how I know that. You found a 3D modeled Mammon machine and cleaned it up and finished it? Wow, that's cool. Could definitely see that being someone's pet project for a while, so it's cool of you to help them finish it, you know. I don't know if they had abandoned their 3D model at that point, or if it was what they would consider to be complete, but still, good on you for finishing it up. Okay, this might be the chief, so let's see if I can find his hitbox. There he is. Oh, okay. So, and this is the blocked off 3rd floor gate. There's nothing down here, right? Yeah, okay. So this guy tells us the chief is on the docks, so now if we go all the way back down to the 1st floor and all the way to the docks, we can find the chief, although the enemies will have respawned, so we'll have to do something about that, but That's okay. Oop, okay. Well, I was trying to shuck and jive there, but I shuck and jived right into his stilty legs. You modeled the Skyway hub yourself? Well, that's pretty cool, too. Yeah, holy hell, Surge's damage. And again, this is not with the Master Mune. I'm still using the Stone Swallow. And yeah, Jesus Christ, Surge. I mean, granted, when you hit the level 3s on any Matter Elemental enemy with a stone weapon, it basically always crits, from my understanding. I don't know if it's exactly 100% of the time, but it's pretty damn free. So, yeah, stone weapons are nice for this dungeon. If you don't have them, then you're going to be in for a little bit rougher of a time than this. But yeah, you don't even need the Master Mune for this part. We can let them retire. They've done enough. Hell, again, I barely even know who Doreen is, but apparently she's part of the Master Mune now as well. So, all right, so down to the first floor, go to the docks, find the chief. Okay, excuse me, pardon me. Whoa, ha, hey, ho, ha. There we go. Find the chief, come back up here, go back into the right room to make them go to the experiment room, then go to the experiment room, and hopefully that'll get us our arbiter thing that we need to get through here, because that'll let us get to the first basement floor. So, and I'm going to pause just in case while I take a drink. So that the enemies don't run into me while I'm in the process here. Of course, this one might anyway, but, you know. Alright then, there we go. Did originally VTube as the Chrono Trigger Scala, Toriyama's design and all, but you got scared and went with your own design. Well, that's still, I mean, it gives you a little bit of, like, wiggle room in terms of the copyright and all of that stuff, so. That being said, I would be interested in hearing how you feel about something that I can't talk about now in terms of Scala, because it might be a spoiler. So, if you'll be here for the finale stream, I have some thoughts about that one. So, you're mixed on that? Okay, so you already know what I'm talking about, and you're mixed on it. But fair enough, I'm glad that I don't have to spoil it, and you know what I'm talking about. Doreen was a third Yellow Goblin in Zeal, not really relevant, but present in Trigger. Yeah, she was like an NPC. I might have talked to her once in the Chrono Trigger playthrough, but that's because he went to the end of time and then decided not to mess with time for too much longer, because he realized that messing with time would be a bad idea, and all of you just decided it was a great idea to keep messing with it. But anyway, yeah, this is the chief, so talk to him, he'll head back. Then the experiment will happen. I can't walk right now until he leaves the screen, probably, because it's not letting me walk. So there we go. Now we can go. I could save, but we're going to be coming back down this way to go to the basement first floor anyway, so I'll save on my way down, then we can set up for the boss fight that's happening on the first basement floor, and go from there. Back up. Yeah, though, it's why you've never beat this game, just kind of heartstring tugging, yeah. And I mean, I guess that's fair. I don't know, when I played it through for the first time, I was like, well, I've invested 35 hours, might as well finish it all out, you know what I mean? So, and then I played the ending and I was like, oh, okay. So that means that these guys will probably let me in now. Maybe. Okay, they're gone. So now I can get in. So then I played the ending and I was like, oh, okay, really? Ah, the Record of Fate room. Fantastic. I can save while I'm here. Multiple times in different locations. There's a combot up there. Sir, where's your hitbox? There you are. Yeah, so this Fate thing that we've been chasing after is the supercomputer that controls all of Chronopolis. So that's great. I'm gonna have to kill a supercomputer now. This game's taken a bit of a turn, hasn't it? Wait, you guys made this computer in the exact same year that the Good Future continued from? And then you relied on it for 100 years to do all of this supercomputing. Isn't that a lot? Like, wouldn't you have iterated on it in the time since? And why would you want to model your computer after anything called Mother Brain? Have any of you played Super Metroid? Please play it if you have not played it. Because I don't think you want anything to do with the Mother Brain. Yeah, I guess because that's where everything went wrong, huh? Alright, what are you guarding? And what am I looking for in here? I think I have to press that green button over there. Basically, we need to get the card that we need in order to get down to the basement. And I think it's past this guy? Probably, because these combats have usually blocked off either treasure or important stuff, so... Yeah, fate's keeping you on your feet, something like that. Yeah, there you go. Fate and feet! Alright, let's get rid of its mooks first, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, we can do this, and then if I get this 2-hit, I did get this 2-hit, then we can do another Luminaire. Uh-oh, he's gonna get me! Single target ballistics for 1 damage. That was pathetic. You should be ashamed. Here's a real magic damage attack. Hope! Sorry, I keep yelling every time I use Luminaire because it's Luminaire. I have to. I don't have a choice. Okay, anyway. Do I do a 3? I'm gonna do a 3. Because the crits will probably do more damage than a deluge would do anyway. And I should be able to heal that off with a recover all. Let's go for this. Okay, it worked. Yeah, no crit with the plasma pistol on machine type enemies, because I don't think it's good against matter element enemies. It's not a stone gun, so... Nice hit, Surge. The plasma pistol will be very useful in the final dungeon, though, which is the next one, so... It's good against, like, I think 4 out of the 6 enemies that you fight in that dungeon. It's ridiculous. So, like, when I say good, I mean it'll be like the matter element weapons where it can get a crit. Okay, there's the card key. What does this do? Norris, I pressed the button without thinking. Did I do something wrong? Uh-huh. It must. But whose memoirs? That's the question. Must be the same person that wrote the book in the intro. How does that work? Are you talking about Starkey? No, I think I'm taking that too literally, because if that was the case, this could be Harley's memoirs of Starkey, but then why would Harley's memoirs be here? So... Wonder how Harley's doing anyway. Maybe we should look in the Record of Fate and see if we can bring her into the party. Oh. Huh. Radical Dreamers Le Trésor interdit. So, I guess this memoir was published, but apparently whoever wrote it knew Kid. That's great. It's a group of thieves from the mainland, from what I remember. Oh, okay. And apparently it's me and somebody named Magil. So this is all a reference to the Radical Dreamers visual novel, if I recall correctly. So. And Kid apparently was just as foul-mouthed in Radical Dreamers as she is in this game, so that's just great. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know anybody named Magil. They must. Man, my little dragon buddy is really expanding his brain from being in all these computer rooms, isn't he? But yeah, a lot of that was just a big reference to Radical Dreamers, the visual novel, to kind of give you context for that. Because that was, as far as I'm aware, Japan only, so... at least until the Radical Dreamers edition of Chrono Cross came out on... I think it was on Universal platforms. I think it was on most of them. I know it was at least on Switch and PC. So, excuse me. Found out in your heritage documents that you descend from French royalty. That's awesome. Not what you would expect to find in heritage documents. I know where I came from. My uncle did the research. We all descended from immigrants from multiple different European countries that all came to the U.S. in the 1880s and 1890s. So, Mine's a little bit more plain, I guess. But that's cool. Like, it's cool that happened. Let's see. Okay, so what was I gonna do? I was gonna see if Harley can jump into the party. So let's see. Where is she anyway? Maybe she's further down. Thought she was near Starkey. Harley, where'd you go? Oh. Huh. Well, I wonder where she went. I mean, she's not available in the party anymore. She didn't really say anything. She just kind of had that melancholy moment back on the SS Invincible and then left, I guess. Yeah, so I've been kind of beating around the bush with that one, but yeah, Harley is the other character besides Kid that's not currently available in your party. And once you retrieve your body, I want to say. It might even be before you start hunting for the 6 dragons. Basically, Harley becomes unavailable as a playable character for the rest of the game after that. So, if you want to recruit her for your party, you're going to need to beat the game in New Game Plus while she's still in your party, because otherwise you won't have access to her later. And I haven't explained how that mechanic works yet, but I'll explain it when we get to New Game Plus. Point is, if you want Harley in your party, you're going to need to beat the game while she's in your party. So, literal Princess Scala, Monsieur Peasant. Yeah, there you go. First of your family to be born in North America, as far as you know. Well, that's kind of cool. Gives you that first generational thing going on, you know. So that's cool. But yes, by comparison, I must bow down because I am much poorer in terms of overall monetary history by comparison. So, okay, there we go. Do you have an extra slot for Cure-All now? No. Okay, well, I forget if you get an extra slot for Cure-All, but if you do, I've got 2 of them for you now, so there you go. Actually, I don't want to toot my own horn because it was probably terrible, but my French pronunciation of Monsieur Peasant was pretty good there. Do I need turn whites for this? I mean, Surge is already a white innate, but I guess I'll give them to Lena and Radius just in case so they can deal extra damage, but I don't know if we'll need them. Actually, this next boss fight is going to be one of the easiest ones in terms of, like, the setup, because I don't even need to cast Diminish in this next boss fight. The boss is going to do it for me. So, that's pretty nice. Been told your attempted French accent is pretty spot on. You may have tried VAing Harley. Oh, that's kind of cool, though. I mean, like, you know, if it's a game that you're passionate about, it's always fun to voice a character that, you know, is in a game that you're passionate about. So that's cool. But hey, if the French accent is pretty close, then, you know, good on you for that one. Might have a little career, maybe either as a VA or as an impersonator, depending on where you go with it. So, okay, we can go to the basement now. So let's go to the basement. Yeah, I don't think we need to equip anything else in terms of damage. Like, elements aren't really going to do much in this next fight because, in case it wasn't clear by what I said, the boss uses Diminish. So, can I thread the needle between these 2 combats? Nope. As soon as I went off axis, I was like, nope, never mind. The power lies within you. You just have to practice. Pretty good when you do Duolingo. That's good. Yeah, I have. Actually, that reminds me, I haven't done my Duolingo in quite a while. I should probably get back on that before Duo comes to my house with a gun. Alright, big slamma-jamma with the saucepan. I'll take it. Do I Vigora Surge? I feel like I Vigora Surge and then let him go absolutely crazy on these guys because it should do good damage. Alright, and then Radius, you can have your turn after. But I need to remember that for the boss fight. I need to have Radius go first, then Lena, then Surge, so that way I can get Vigora up and go from there. So, hopefully I remember that. If I don't, then, well, the boss fight will be a little bit more interesting, I guess. Find out next time. Never mind. Sometimes you do can I sentences in the same tone as H.C. Bailey's ending statements. Can I just, yeah, something like that, yeah. I catch myself sometimes doing it, and yeah, I don't know. It might just be from having watched too much AC Bailey back in my formative years of my late teens to early 20s. I'm going for it. Damn it. It might have just been from that, honestly, but I wouldn't be shocked. You know, Radius, that's not bad, considering it's just you're using basically just a stick. So, oops, I'm on element. There we go. Nope. Prism vest, bitch! Why did I make the prism vest? It's making this way too easy. Oh my god. But yeah, that's probably one of those retroactive interference things where, actually, I think that would be considered proactive interference, where it's just like, it just happens because, like, I don't even consciously think about it happening, and it just happens, so. Oh, okay. I was gonna move, but I didn't realize I could move, and now there's another one, so. That's fine. Any extra HP upgrades that Lena and Radius can get, they will now get from this guy, so I'll take it. Just you? Alright, fair enough. And he's already going ballistic. With hidden missiles. Well, I was gonna use a level 3 attack, but I'll let Lena do it instead. How about that? I just love the sound effects from her hitting things with the frying pan. It brings me so much joy. Oh no! 10 damage! What will I do? Oh man. This is turning out like Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga all over again. I'm not even trying to be OP, and here I go! Just off into the stratosphere with my defense. I probably should have used a, done it with the consumables there, because then I could have healed the burn too, but... I just have muscle memory for not using consumables. I don't know why. What does this button do? Oh, okay. Oh, Project Kid, huh? Well, that's not ominous at all. Sure, why not? Oh, okay. So, you can kind of infer based on this, but yeah, so Surge is the arbiter of the supercomputer for some reason. And apparently the supercomputer is referring to him as the Chrono Trigger. Again, for some reason. Oh man, is sturdier than steel. Yeah, mush badge AA. Hello. Yeah, I explicitly didn't use the mush badges in Superstar Saga because I was like, here's what they do. They're too OP. I'm not going to use them. And then I ended up being busted at the end of the game anyway, so I don't even know. Yeah, because he needed my body in order to, I guess, get the scanner to work so that he could go in and turn the big computer back on. Something tells me that him dressing like himself and having his own consciousness in my body, like, that seems like a big loophole, since you guys knew how to manipulate consciousnesses, but okay. Alright, so anyway, once we go in here, there's no going back. Things will be set into motion and the game will start explaining itself a lot for quite a long time, so if you're not prepared, you may want to go back and save and wait until you have about 45 minutes, because I think that's about how long this is going to take. We'll see. Could have just asked us nicely. Yeah, I mean, like, I'd want to see what all this is. I don't know what any of this stuff is, so I'd want to see what it is, but I'd go inside, check it out. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? I destroy the big computer and cause all of time and space to collapse in on itself? You say that like I haven't done that before. Oh, there's Kid. I was gonna say, yes, I'm a very important person, but you're kind of yakking it up too much here. Yeah, that's not what Lavos did. Lavos destroyed things. That's all it did. It destroyed things so that it could eat and then produce children and then leave. Or die. You literally tried to impede me from getting here 4 hours ago. What do you mean? Well, I'm here now. So what'd you do to Kid? How? I know you're not going to answer me this question, because you never do. How? Okay, why is this talk so important that you had to make her shut up? I mean, I guess she can't get me in trouble if she's asleep, but... How was I supposed to know that? And why is that important? And if you are Fate, why could you not access yourself? And why would Fate need a biological counterpart? What the fuck? My brain, it hurts! Yes, my knife put her to sleep. The butcher knife, Lynx. The butcher knife. Poshel comes in with us and destroys the universe. Poshel unleashes the wrath of the time-space spaghettification project. That's true, I was that child. Right. But they couldn't let me die, so they went off in search of a fairy tale. And ended up seeing the sage. So they didn't even see the sage. They went to Marble to try to get better medicine, but instead of finding Marble, they found a random futuristic building with technology the likes of which they had never seen, and their immediate thought was, let's go exploring. Surely there'll be medicine in this place that would probably break the brains of someone living in 1020 AD. Like, imagine me showing this smartphone that has my chat on it to somebody who lived in the Middle Ages. Like, that's the kind of brain breaking we're talking about here. They would think this thing was possessed by a demon. That seems like an excessive problem for a place like this that exists in an archipelago that explicitly always has bad weather happening. Well, not always, but... Why would you build a building that can be put offline by a storm in a place where all these storms happen? Like, I feel like if you're going to be from the future, you're going to want to, like, storm-proof the place, you know? Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm nitpicking. Let's keep going. Oh, well, good. Thanks, Frozen Flame. Lavos healed your wounds, as it turns out. Thanks, Lavos. I didn't know you could do that. Why? No, back up. I don't care about the trouble that it's caused. I don't care about the suffering you've gone through yet. Back up. Why am I the only one because I touched the flame? Why am I the only one that can interface with the supercomputer now? That's another loophole. Some random jackass could have just touched the flame at any time, because if they had access to this central area, they could have just touched it, and then the Fate supercomputer can only do what they say, and then you end up with a friggin', with a Baroque situation. That's the game I'm looking for. How do I even know what Baroque is? If you don't know what Baroque is, look it up. It's a damn good game. I don't know if I'll ever play it for the stream, but it's a damn good game. So... So why did they program something like that into the interface of a computer that they needed to do something else in? Where have I heard the name Ashtier before? Yeah, so as soon as she found where Carolyn was in her brain, right? That's where I heard it from. It's Luca's last name. Yeah. I don't think I would say that about her, because I actually like Luca as a character. Balthazar did have a hand in anything to do with time travel, mostly because he was trying to prevent it from being abused. Prometheus? Hello, who are you? Hi. That's me. How do you expect me to do that? Kill the supercomputer, or... Oh. So this is supposed to be sad, and I'll tell you why it's supposed to be sad. That was Robo. They just killed Robo. Flipped the switch. Dead. You know that character that I really, really liked from Chrono Trigger? The one that I spent all those magic seals on, all those magic tabs, in order to make just as good as, like, Frog and Ayla and Chrono and all of them. Like, I built that party to finish the game explicitly so that Robo would have a hand in it, so he could heal people and use Electrocute and then punch people in the face with Rapid Fire Fist. Dead. Just like that, Chrono Cross snuffs his life out with no disregard for anything that he's ever done and anything that he'll ever do. Gone. This is why people don't like you, Chrono Cross, because you just do things to people that they actually have an active, like, rapport with, and you're just dead. See that guy? He was really likable by the people who played the game before us. Dead. Like, fuck you! Seriously? Yes, he was Thanos snapped out of the reality of the supercomputer. And if Lynx gets his way, or Fate gets their way, they're gonna Thanos snap me next. Oh my god! Alright, well, let's unplug the MCR. MCR is about to unplug the MCR. Was it the MCR in Tron, or was it the MCU? It was probably the MCU. MCR is going to unplug the MCU. It looks like an Asari. I can't unsee it. But anyway, let's do what we said we were going to do. So, Fate, again, black innate, so we can turn white if we need to, but the first thing I'm going to do is get Surge on the Vigora train, because Vigora is a hell of a drug. So we'll get that to get some good damage off to begin with. And then we'll go from there. Oh good, it's a Mega Flare boss. I love Mega Flare bosses. Why would you commence a countdown to a big magical attack by nerfing yourself at the very beginning of that attack? Like, Diminish will make your damage be less. Why would you want to do that? That seems silly. Alright, well, whatever. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. Have an Eagle Eye Surge. Forgive your slowness, Janice and I are talking. No, that's okay. You talk to Janice, it's all good. I'll be over here punching the supercomputer in the face with my saucepan. This is the kind of shit that can only happen in an RPG, though, right? Like, you would never see something like this, punching a computer in the face with a saucepan, anywhere else. It's the kind of silly things that just happen in video games because, you know? Oh my god. Okay. Do I heal after Surge loses all his stamina? I feel like it might not be a bad idea to top off, because that Graviton did a lot of damage considering it was under Diminish. You must have a lot of magic. Well, anyway. Bink, bink, bink. Just keep swinging, Surge. We'll be through to the other side eventually. He's going to do like 1,200 damage this turn as a result of all that. Is this single target? Yes. Okay, I think I heal now. So let's do one more level 3 attack. There we go. And now we heal up. By the way, you can get off Saints in this fight, but I wouldn't do it until after the countdown is over. So if you're still around by the time the countdown is over, like if you haven't killed the boss or perished yet, after they get the countdown done, they take quite a while to get back to in working order. So then you can, if you want to, you can like turn white the field and cast Saints on them. I might do it depending on if we're alive. I'm not sure yet. Like, we'll see. For now, I'm just going to get damage off because I think Surge has still got access to Eagle Eye, so. I should also probably push some of that black element off the field because the more that's on it, the more damage that will be dealt by the whatever happens at the end of this countdown, so. Let's see, what can I push it off with? I'll just use a Recover All. That's good. I probably could have used a Cure Plus. We don't need a group heal when Lena's the only one with lowered HP. But it's fine. Alright, Surge, you still got Eagle Eye? Nope. Okay, we'll fix that next turn. Is this a black element spell? Yes, it is. Okay. So I should probably push that off the field, too. I could also magic negate, but I guess I'm not super concerned about it because it's just gravity blow. So, you know, it's damage, but it's not that much. So, let's see. You know what? I don't think we're gonna get to see Flying Arrow any other time, so let's do it. Why the hell not? It'll push a little of the black innate off the field, and then I get to show you this. Have my level 7 tech. We got to see Forever Zero, so let's see this one. With Big Surge. Chrono! I don't know why, every time I see him shoot the arrow at an enemy, I just think of those old school, like, 1950s, like, alien blaster sound effects for some reason. I think my brain is broken. Alright, no interrupt? Yes, interrupt. Countdown complete. Welcome to your death. Dark energy. It's under diminished, though, so we should be okay. Yeah, we're fine. Alright, so now do I turn white and... Well, I don't have enough element power on Surge now that I use Flying Arrow to really have Saints work well, so I don't think I should. I could probably get Maiden Faith up, but I kind of need to heal, so... Let's do that first, and then we'll Eagle Eye, and then we'll go from there. You've still got to recover all. There we go. We should be pretty good for a little while with that. We'll see. Okay, and then get another Eagle Eye up on Surge. I'll probably heal with Surge after this. I'll do like 2 3s and then a heal just to top everybody off. So there we go. Now we got a good chunk of element power. Recommencing countdown. It's dying though because you can see it's slumping over a little bit. But yeah, this is why it's easier to get Saints off right now if you want to use it as like a hit, as like a finishing blow, because it starts the next sequence with an attack rather than actually like doing anything interesting. So you could just get it off that way if you so choose. But yeah, I'll just use a recover all. We'll just punch him in the face. And that should be good. All right, Lena. What you got? No interrupt? Good. I'll try out Maiden Faith. Why the hell not? Probably won't get a chance to use it, but we can show it. So, there you go. That buff gave her Strengthen, 99, and it also gave her the re-raise status from Final Fantasy VI. So now if she gets KO'd, she'll just automatically come back. As far as I'm aware, anyway. Well, let's see what happens here. Yeah, it's just a graviton. That's fine. I can handle that. Do I do a 2 and then something else? Yeah, I'll do a 2 and then see what happens. Alright, well, a dodge is fine. No, I'm gonna give turn white to Lena, just in case she actually manages to get the chance to get a turn here. Like, if Surge doesn't just viciously murder this thing first. So, because he's still got Eagle Eye up, so... Yeah, that's like 600 damage. I got the feeling... Oh, it's still alive. Wow, that's stronger than I expected you to be. Ouch. Alright, Surge, well, heal up, and then we'll let Lena finish this thing off, I guess. What heals do we have still? I could just use a heal all, I guess. That's fine. As long as you're pushing the black innate off the field, that's the important part. And I feel like if this game was tougher, this whole song and dance with the field effect, where you have to, like, push elements off in order to make things deal less damage, I feel like that would be more interesting, but most of the time it's kind of just, okay, well, cast an opposite element spell from what they just cast and you should be good for the rest of the fight, so. Alright, Lena, beat an ass. Not bad at all. She would have done, by the time she was done with that attack, she would have done probably like 500 damage, and that's not, considering her strength is a lot lower than Surge's and I don't exactly have equipment on her to compensate for that, that's pretty good. Here's what I might do, what I'm thinking. I might, instead of doing Vigora right off the bat in boss fights, I might do that after I give Lena Maiden Faith. And let her go nuts with Surge at the beginning of the fight, so that then I could use Vigora as kind of like a last push, you know? So, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, there's the 40th star level. Surge he has 49 strength now, so he's almost into the big 5-0, which is kind of insane. That's a lot of strength, Surge. And Radius is at 47 himself, so that's not bad either. And you get another magic seal for beating Fate, so I think you get this one guaranteed. I don't think it's like a roll to get it. So if you don't have one at this point, well, you have one now, or you have a second one. I could give it to Draggy, but Draggy's good with the Dreamer's Scarf. How could I what? Well, maybe you should have told me that before you had me murder you. Well, I broke the computer. Oh, good, you're back with us. You, went under mind control somehow. It wasn't really explained very well, and then he put you in a coma with the same sort of stuff, and it's all weird. I don't know. Kid, where are you going? You know, we don't have to mess with the giant frozen flame that could or could not be... Oh, there's Harley. That may or may not be, like, a very bad thing to be messing with. Yeah, somebody hacked your brain account. We recovered it. You're welcome, kid. Why? Why would she want to bring everything to nothing? She just woke up, and the person that's the most important to her in the world was the one that woke her up. Surely that would overpower any feelings of nihilism. Like, what's her point if she was to do that? No, I don't think you do. Why are we letting her do this? Like, why did we just kill the supercomputer only to let her do this? Harley, you alright? What did she do? Use the flame on you? How does she even know how to do that? I guess she really does know what she's doing. Maybe. Yeah, I killed the supercomputer that was controlling the archipelago, so, you're welcome? Ah, but in the 11th hour, as Kid attempts to murder the entire planet and becomes the real final boss, the 6 dragons will surely come to my aid, won't they? Why am I getting a gnawing sense of dread in the pit of my stomach? I don't know, I mean, it seems like they're talking it up like it's a good thing. So maybe that gnawing feeling is just indigestion. What do you mean? Who are you going to make bleed for mankind? Are you going to kill the supercomputer, and that's where all of your hatred is going? Or should we get out of the way so that you can take out your frustration and have some catharsis? Or... okay, that's not supposed to happen. Angel Island? The floating continent? No. Something much, much worse. Dinopolis. Looks kind of familiar, actually. Kind of reminds me of the Kingdom of Zeal a little bit. Neon Genesis Evangelion? Yes, we are end of Evangelioning here. Well, maybe not that far. So, yeah, so the tower at the top of that area is Terra Tower. Why did we need that back online? Oh, good. Now Kid's gonna explain the whole thing to us in Tell Don't Show, dialogue box after dialogue box. The Chrono Cross specialty. Okay, what's the time crash? I'll bite, I guess. So okay, so I guess I'll try to explain it as we go. So the Frozen Flame is Lavos' magical bullshit powers, right? They experimented on it. Even though Chrono Trigger explicitly told them it's probably a bad idea to manipulate time, they manipulated time anyway. It hurtled Chronopolis back in time thousands of years and caused something called a time crash, which caused, I think, 2 dimensions to form, or did it just fling Chronopolis into the time of the Reptites, and then Chronopolis and Dinopolis, which is the Reptite stronghold, like, duked it out? I guess we're going to find out in a second. Yeah, okay, so there was a second dimension, and that's where Dinopolis was. So when the Reptites, in another dimension, another reality from Chrono Triggers, the Reptites survived Lavos' crash into the planet, and then ended up thriving. They ended up being the humans of the planet, effectively. And they had a futuristic city called Dinopolis. And it also came backwards in time. Come in. So... Oh, hi.
Hi, I have a dumb question.
What's up?
Did you order anything from Buzzie's?
Mom and everybody else did. So.
Oh, no, I know. I was just asking if any of the food on the table was yours.
I think the chicken fingers are mine, yeah.
You got it.
So, if you could put them in the fridge for me, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks. It was in the Mammon Machine, and by that I of course mean the monstrosity from Trigger, not your Switch OLED you named it after. Getting Mary Mario Brothers 1993 movie in here. Was it run by Dennis Hopper? Yeah, hey bro. Yeah, that was Cole asking me some questions there. So, why would it do that? So who did then? Fate. So Fate, as we said, is the supercomputer of Chronopolis. Dinopolis apparently was summoned backwards in time in order to defend the planet from Chronopolis. For some reason. I guess because the planet didn't like Chronopolis messing around with time. As it turns out, your actions have consequences. Who would have thought? And in order to prevent Dinopolis from winning the war that happened, they sealed the Frozen Flame's power, which caused the dragons to be separated into their 6 elemental components. As it turns out, before this, they were one dragon, the Dragon God. The 7th dragon? Well, I guess we'll find out, because they're about to do the fusion dance. This, by the way, I actually really like. It's going to sound bizarre, but I really like this sequence, because the dragons only gave you the vaguest hints that they were using you for all of this. You were being used. Their blessings were them treating you like a cog in the machine to get their revenge on the planet. And I really dig that story detail. Because you very barely got any sense that they were doing something that, okay, cannibalism, could be wrong. But as it turns out, what they were about to do with you was very wrong. Because now they're going to try to destroy everything. By fusing together through cannibalism, I guess. But I really dig the story detail because I think it's an effective twist. You know what I mean? Like they don't give you this like immediate hint that this is going to happen. But there is that sense of doubt because some of the dragons don't exactly treat you well. The red dragon kind of treats you aloofly after you beat him. The black dragon is just being a dickhead. Some of the dragons are nice, some of them are not. So there's that sense that maybe there's more going on, but you don't really question it because you're like, okay, well, they're on my side. Surely they won't betray me. And then you get here and you're like, oh, okay, well, here they are. The dragons were a Voltron? Yes, they were. 7th dragon? No, that's another RPG. So how did you know this was going to happen? And why would you have to fight with us? What do you mean, Harley? No, I need you to explain yourself, and I need you to do it right now before you leave. Where are you going? And why would you have to fight with us? Are they going to actually tell us, or no? I don't know if they tell you. Well, I'll just tell you. Harley was a fragment of the dragon god. That's why she had to leave. I forget if they mention that later. They might, but well, yeah, give me a frickin' break. Like that. See, I'm simultaneously, there's a few things about Chronopolis where I'm just like, really, this is where you're gonna go with this, but I can't really be mad because the twist was pretty good. It's just that I can't shake this nagging feeling, especially given what happens later. And I hate to say this because I feel like I'm sort of spoiling what's going to happen later. But I hate to break it to all of you. But in some cases, I feel like the twist with the Dragon God was an accident. Because this game loves to tell things rather than show it. That was a very good show don't tell sort of situation because the dragons did not play their hand until the player would be shocked by the fact that they would betray you. Granted, it's not the most, complicated thing in the world, but it plays to the strengths of Chrono Cross because Chrono Cross, as a story, has a hard time when it tries to tell you things that are complicated. It's one of the reasons why Chrono Trigger tried to stay away from a lot of complicated storytelling. The time travel could have been complex, but it was mostly used as a set piece for the stage, basically, like each stage that you go to in time. They didn't really go into too much detail because you didn't need to know that. Chrono Cross as a game can do that, but it often delves into these more complicated situations and thought processes that just muddle the narrative, really. It doesn't really do the narrative much good. And I feel like this is why I nag on it, because there's a great twist in there in a game that I think would overall be a lot better if it didn't take itself very seriously like it does. But it does take itself very seriously, and it doesn't have faith in the player to understand what's going on, so it spends dialogue box after dialogue box talking about nihilism and explaining its story to you rather than showing it. But this is why I nag, because I see a good game in there. I just think it gets muddled along the way, and that's problematic. So, there you go. Okay, bro, save me some chicky fingies. I will attempt to. I don't think I could send them to you in the mail, though. Sorry. Your hubby's getting you a Crunchwrap Supreme. That's awesome. Crunchwrap Supreme is one of those nice delicacies in life. It's once you've had one, it's hard not to have one for a while. It's like potato chips. You can't eat just one. I try to stay away from them as much as I can. I try to eat healthy, but everybody needs a cheat day, So, yeah, that's what it is. Yep. The dragons used us to get what they wanted out of all of this. That's crazy. But yeah, we should probably go stop them. No. Yeah, that's going to be the hard part because at this moment in time, air travel has not been invented. The only way we could get up there is if we had wings, and something tells me the wingipede can't get there. Yeah. Excuse me. So, are you guys going to give me any vague hints, or... I don't think they do, actually. That being said, kid's in a coma. I don't know why she would have touched the flame when she knew she'd be in a coma, but she's at Hermit's Hideaway. So, you have two options right now. You can go rescue Kid. You don't have to, as far as I'm aware. You can beat the game without her. Or... you could go to Terra Tower somehow. What does that even mean? Well, I mean, I have a couple of powerful items, so maybe. I mean, we have the Master Mune. We could probably use that to break her out of it. I should mention, by the way, since we showed Flying Arrow, if you have the Master Mune equipped, you get a unique casting animation for Flying Arrow where Massa and Mune in their boss form from Chrono Trigger actually replace the big surge that shows up when you shoot the arrow at them. So, I don't know if we'll ever show that because I don't know if I'm going to use the Master Mune, but there you go. Yep, so since we know how to help Kid, we should probably go do that first. So that's what we'll go do first. I want to get Stina back in the party again because I forget if she has any new dialogue for this. But now that you have reawakened the dragon god by accident, you can actually go back to the whatchamacallit, the altar in another world, and you can use it, and now the tears will do something different. So that's what we're going to do. Are we in another world right now? We are. Okay, perfect. Then let's shove off, like Captain Fargo said. Your fate will be fat if you don't control your appetite. That is true. That is correct, yeah. It's okay. Listen, I'm a nutrition major. I know what I'm doing. And nutrition majors will not tell you to completely cut that stuff out of your diet because, like I said, everybody needs a cheat day, you know. Treat yourself because if you're just, you know, eating should be something that you have for pleasure too, okay? Like, so if you're just cutting all that stuff out, then eating is not going to be much fun, you know. But obviously, the more of that junk that you eat, the more that you have to compensate for it by eating something healthier for the rest of the day or the rest of the week, depending on what you eat. So, you know. Anyway, since we're in another world already, let's take Cena back to the altar, and then we can go from there. If you don't have the Master Mune at this point, you would need to do this in order to wake up Kid, by the way. You can do it with either the Master Mune or the item that we're going to get from here, but yeah, if you don't have it, then you're going to need to do this first. Hang on. Aim at the pillar, Surge. Tear of Love first. Okay, that's promising. It's actually staying in the air this time. And then the Tear of Hate, right here. So what does that button do? Apparently we found the 7th dragon and the 7th element because, well, the tears are interacting with one another in ways that they did not before. Boy, thank you. Yeah, so for interacting with the altar, you receive the most important item in the game if you want to get the true ending, the Chrono Cross. Guess it makes sense. I mean, the game is named after it, so there you go. I did, in fact, get the game. Now we can play the game in the game. So, ate a salad. It means you can go wild for the rest of the day. Depends on what was in the salad, really. Been trying garden medley drinks again, mostly tomato flavor, and they've been great. Not sure if they're actually healthy, but you can pretend that they are. Yeah, don't drop the game. It's very delicate. Well, it depends on what's in it. If you like look at the ingredients list, I could probably tell you if it's good or not for you. Really, I don't know if it in Canada if it's the same as in the US, but in the US they have to report the amount of sugar that's added to it. So if there's like an added sugars section, that would be the first place I would start to see if it's healthy or not. If there's a lot of added sugar, it's probably not as healthy as it could be. But if it's mostly vegetables and there isn't really much added sugar, it's probably not bad for you. So hubby's back. Probably watch a movie with him after. Sounds like a good time. Yeah, I hope you guys have fun. Have a good meal. Watch a good movie. Sounds like a good night. You are welcome. Okay, but we have the Chrono Cross now, so we can equip it. And what it does is it's very similar to Lena's Maiden Heart ability. So it has, instead of having a chance to recharge abilities, it will just recharge the abilities of everyone in the party that is not the person that uses it. So basically it'll recharge all of Surge's friends' elements. But if I remember correctly, it only does that if you equip it at level 8. And I'm never going to use it for that purpose anyway, so I'm just going to equip it at level 1 because you can. It's going to be the final spell in Surge's level 1 element list right down here. So let's go find it. There it is. And as you can see, it's prismatic. Its element is not defined, but it's the 7th attribute. So, and there you go. We'll just equip that down there. And when you have this equipped in your inventory, something special happens when you go into battles. So we'll talk about that in just a moment when we go into a fight. So let me unequip the turn whites though, since we don't need these for right now. Got a lot of vitamins, but you didn't check the sugar content. Vitamin C. Ooh, a foil spell. Yeah, holographic, shiny, rare item. Yeah, the vitamin content I'm not surprised at. It depends on the vegetables that are in it, but a lot of vegetables are very high in their vitamin counts. You'll probably get a good chunk of B vitamins out of it. If there's tomatoes in it, there's probably some vitamin A in there. Vitamin C is definitely in there, like you said. There might be some vitamin K in there if there's like cruciferous vegetables like broccoli. So, yeah, it's probably got a few good things in it. But yeah, I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how it is in Canada, because in Canada they might not have that added sugars section. Like in the US, they report total sugars, and then they report under total sugars, they report added sugars. So it's separately tells you how much sugar was added artificially to that item. So I'm not sure if they do that in Canada, but I know they do that in the US. So if there's an added sugars section, it'll help you. If there's not, it's hard to tell, because the total sugars might just be from the fruits and vegetables that are in it, or it might be the fruits and vegetables and any sugar they added artificially in post. So, post the juice in the Discord image chat after. All right, sounds good. I will analyze it. I'll use my nutritional skills to let you know if it's good for you or not. Let's see. We're going to be fighting a few things along the way to the next star level, because the next star level, there's another gatekeeper inside Terra Tower that's the next star level, but we can get a mini level before that, so... But I think we'll be fighting quite a few things along the way after this, so... let's see. So we want to go back to Homeworld now. If I remember correctly... No, I think actually Kid's in this world. Never mind. We want to go to Hermit's Hideaway in this world, so that's where we're going to go. So let's go get her back, since we know where she is at the very least. And then we can go from there. And then I guess as a part of this whole process, we should show what we're looking for now. Sky Dragon Isle's gone, Terra Tower's up there, but we can't interact with it. It's like Gaia's Navel, you can't get in otherwise. Oh. Yeah, so remember how the El Nido Triangle was not glowing previously in another world? Well, it's glowing now, so that's kind of like the only hint the game's going to give you. It's another one of those like really obtuse things that the game doesn't really tell you, okay, this is where you should go. You're expected to kind of look around for them, and that's your hint right there. So we're going to go down there, and that's how we're going to get into Terra Tower. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. For now, let's just head over to Hermit's Hideaway. And then we can go from there. I think she's in this one, because I'm pretty sure she's in the same one where you, whatchamacallit, where you first meet the Otherworld Radius, and like after the second infiltration of Viper Manor. So, pretty sure that's where she is in this one. Oh, by the way, this now that we have the Chrono Cross in our inventory, this is where I want to save this first save file, because if you want to get all 44 of the recruitable characters, you're going to want to have a save file with the Chrono Cross in your inventory for a New Game Plus file. How does this help you when you're not in New Game Plus? I'll explain it when we do the bonus episode, but you want to save right after you get access to the Chrono Cross, so that way you can use it for that. Excuse me. So, excuse me again. I'm going to save right there, so that way we have that, and then we'll go from there. I cannot believe how stat screwed Lena got on strength, though. Like, look at by comparison to Surge and Radius, like, her strength should not be that low. She doesn't have very good strength overall, but, like, she's less than halfway to her strength maximum, if I remember right. It's like 78 or something like that, so. Well, that's what happens when you're out of the party for a lot of the mini levels, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Hey, Radius. Okay. Well, I'm going to see if I can do something about that. We have a couple of very powerful items that might help with this. You know the... Princess who? Princess Kid? Since when? What are you guys talking about? Well, we'll talk about that later. It's a sticking point for me, but we'll talk about that later. By the way, why are only you two talking? Where's Doreen? She taking a nap, or... Ah, there she is. How do you guys know Kid, anyway? How? What do you mean? I thought we used the time egg in order... Okay. I was going to say, in order to bring Chrono back. But apparently there's another time egg? That... Okay, it's an artificial one that Luca made. I guess. Sure, why not? Yes, talking sea swallow. Okay. So you're going to create a pocket warp that's going to take us into the past where Kid's brain is being held in a coma. What the hell is this game? Yeah, she certainly doesn't talk like a princess. She's got a foul-ass mouth for a princess. She's got nothing on Esther. Is anyone even going to know what I mean by that? Like, who Esther is? Well, if you don't, we'll play that game eventually. Whoa. Okay, so this will take us into the past. And it turns out the past, like everything that's involved with Lavos, is on fire. Great. Well, I guess Gato's out of commission. Nah, it's all good, Gato. We'll take care of this. Oh, boy. Alright, come on. Let's do this. Gato, no! I'm more broken up by your death than anything else. Alright, so, a bunch of lava boys. I believe these ones have even more HP than the ones that were in the other section of not Fort Dragonia, Mount Pyre. I could be wrong about that, though. But we've got prison vests, so we should be okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're fine. Hey, what was that noise? Did you hear that? There it is again. Yeah, so now that we have the Chrono Cross equipped, those little gemstones will appear next to the field effect, and they will make a sound effect every time they play. Keep that in mind, because we're going to do something with that in a little bit. But for now, it's mostly going to be red and blue, because that's what I'm going to use to bonk these guys on the head, so... Have an iceberg. But not my... You kill Robo, fine, but not my Gato! Yeah, this game just likes killing Chrono Trigger things. And I dislike it. Deeply. Immensely. You can't just play God with their lives, Chrono Cross. It's not right. Still alive? Okay, fair enough. There you go. And then, sure, I'll use a tornado. Why not? Blast the field with some AoEs, even though I'm using my single target party. It's fine. The single target party will make it. Could probably play a pretty good tune if we figure out the rhythm here. Just gotta figure out what the rhythm is. I wonder if there's a way to figure the rhythm out. Well, you have the Chrono Cross item. Simply take it to the writer lady in Arnie and she'll rewrite it. You know, that's fair. I could have her just do that and then the whole game would be less problematic. Alright, so there's a couple things we need to check for here in the past. I think it's this grandfather clock. Yeah, there we go. Hey, kid. You alright? Why would you hide in a burning grandfather clock? Okay, I'll go try to help them. It'll be okay, kid. I'll find your friends. You're welcome. And for talking to him, you get another rainbow shell. Very nice. Also, there's this. Now, I just pressed the wrong button on it, but if you press the code, you may remember there was a code in Chrono Trigger to end the flashback that Luca was having when she got pocket dimensioned back into her house. So, L-A-R-A. And that didn't work, so let me leave and come back, and that should work. Yeah, it's Lara. It's her mother's name. So, let me see if I can do it correctly this time. I'll wait to hear the sound effects from both. No? I thought I did it right. And one of Lara's legs pops out. They kept it all this time just in case they could sew it back on. Yeah, I think something's supposed to be happening, but nothing is happening. Oh, hang on, maybe it did. Nope, never mind. Well, if you do it correctly, and I guess I can double check to make sure I'm not just doing it incorrectly, you get kids level 7 tech if you do that. So let me just check and make sure I'm not just being stupid. Oh, that's why. It's not L1, it's L2 and R2. Yeah, that'll do it. There it is. So, yeah. As it turns out, there are 2 L and R buttons on this controller, so you have to be a little more careful. Alright, so let's blast these guys and then move along. Get some mini levels out of them while we're at it, because they're pretty easy with the prism vests, so... Now, that being said, things will not be so easy for so long. Okay, well, never mind. They will be so easy because these guys are trash, but, you know, they won't be quite this simple for the whole time. It won't be quite like, okay, well, it's going to be 3-on-3 at the worst, and I can just Luminaire, hope, to viciously murder them. Or do quite solid damage. Okay, that one does, like, kind of a low note, so maybe we can... I don't know, do something with that later. As almost like an ending note, you know? Might as well cast Iceberg, why not? This might kill. Boom! Okay, almost. How much HP do you guys have, anyway? It must be like 800 or something, because we've done lots of damage to you guys. I guess it doesn't matter, because we'll get rid of them in short order anyway, so... Okay, some more Denatorites, that's good. Nothing over here. What about in here? A chest. A lava boy has taken the field. Where's the other kid, by the way? There's a second kid in here that's hiding, and I don't remember where they are. Let's see. Oh, I missed something as well in the central room, so I'll go back and do that in a second as well. There's one in the planter in the other room. So once we beat this guy... Oh, actually, I should check if there's anyone in this room, too. Stardust Cape... Kitchen straight north, rob a chest, Stardust Cave, fight back out, take the right there. There's no kids in this one, okay. So there's a kid in the planter and there's a kid under the table. And if we talk to the kid under the table, we'll find out what we're supposed to do in here, so. I don't remember if this place, because eventually, oh, hang on, it might already be happening. No, it's not, never mind, Lena just didn't load in, okay. I was gonna say, eventually, you'll start losing people in here. And I don't mean the children, I mean your party members. And that's the gimmick of the area. Eventually it'll just be Surge by himself, so... Not that that's a huge problem, because we should be able to beat our way through these guys without too much of a problem. Oh yeah, I forgot, I equipped the Deluge down here. Because I couldn't equip it on Draggy. And as it turns out, it came in pretty handy. Nice. Alright, so now do a little bit of side damage. You've already got the flu. Maybe I shouldn't bring Lena over towards you, because I don't want to get the flu. Yeah, probably if we were to have brought Draggy and Norris in here, the combination of Sun Shower and Big Breath and Luminaire would have killed these guys. So, we're doing about the same as we would have done just by pelting them with water. You'd think with all the icebergs and deluges I'm throwing at this house, it would not be on fire anymore, but apparently that's not the case, so, you know. Alright, we can get out of here now. That Stardust Cape is the most powerful cape item in the game, by the way, so if you want it for the children characters in your party, you could get it. But it's about, yeah, you did in fact nearly huff and huffed it, didn't you? Yeah, you could equip that on. It's the equivalent of like a stone vest, so it's like stone quality. So prism vests are just going to be better. Thanks, kid. Okay. Well, I think we might have to go in there because as it turns out, you go back down here and fish under the table somewhere. Gotta be here somewhere. Don't know where. Hello? Children! Not back here, are you? No. Gato, give me some help. That's his punch glove, not anything else. I'm pressing it to see if there's any children here. Well, anyway, so you need to go upstairs and to the left. So that's where we're going to go. Might be that once you talk to that kid in the planter, that other kid is no longer here. I'm not sure. That say anything? No. Receipt for goods received. 1 KJ 830, Poor Navy. Okay. A memo. Don't you children ever touch my space capsule. I'm gonna touch your space capsule now. Okay, and what's this? A diva dress. Okay. Fair enough. That child is about to be eviscerated by that lava boy. I wonder if there's anything I can do. Can I actually use the ice breath on this? Because there's something else that you can do here. There's another ice type of a thing. But I'm not sure if I have to find it before I can use the ice breath on here. Well, I can't do that from here, so... This place is confusing. Slightly. Maybe I'm just stupid, though. The ice gun is on the wall. Okay. Okay. Got it. So the ice gun's on the wall in here. And the ice gun is the ice breath equivalent, I guess. So let's look at the wall. Oh, it's right here. Okay. I'm not positioned properly. There it is. In case of fire, use this ice gun. Not for children under 12 or the mechanically challenged. Damn! I'm mechanically challenged without Norris in my party. Well, I better take it anyway, because these kids will burn to death without it, so... Oh, okay, Mune, that's... Okay, well, maybe not so fine, but... Well, there goes Radius. Yeah, so after you do certain story events, a party member will disappear, and you can't use them anymore, so... At least for the rest of this area, so... Can I fish this child out from under the bed without... No, I think I have to do this guy first. Right? Let's see. Yeah, I gotta defeat the monster first, and then there's a child that will pop out, and we'll get our other rainbow shell. Okay. Sounds like a plan, so let's do it. I wonder if there's less lava boys the less party members that you have. Because there's only 2 in this battle, but we saw a 2 battle before this as well, so... That could just be dumb luck. I guess I'll do a little chip on this guy. Get a deluge going. I get the feeling this is probably, once we're done with this, it's going to be all we'll be able to do today, but that's okay. We'll have gotten a good chunk done. So... And actually, it should put us in a good position to finish the game not next time, but the time after that, so... Like, we'll get through most of the final dungeon next time if we do it this way, and then we should be good. Alright, well, it looks like you two can just clear the field if there's just 2 of them, so... Even without Radius here. Of course, when it's just Surge, it's going to be a little tougher, but... Yeah, it's okay. Oh, good, a red brooch. Well... I guess if I needed more shiny embers, I could just grab those. So there's supposed to be a child here. There we go. Found you. Got to be in just the right position. There's another rainbow shell. Oh, okay. Kid was in there. Huh. Well, this must be what she meant by the past and by sis. Her sister, as it turns out, was her adopter, which is Luca. So... There you go. Is that 3 lava boys? Yes, it is. Okay, well, we'll have to do that in just a second. Just checking to make sure I didn't miss anything. Got the Diva dress, got the Stardust cape, got the 2 rainbow shells, got the Nostrum, the ice gun, and we got Hot Shot as well. So, but there's a kid here that gives Nostrum, another Nostrum rather, and then we need to go grab whatchamacallit. We need to go grab Kid before she burns to death. Okay, no interrupt. I like that. Now drown! You'd think the genius Luca would invent a fire extinguisher. Yeah, or like not live in a wooden house with a bunch of children or something like that. I feel like that's a big hazard that I don't think I would want to be liable for something like that. When you're adopting kids. Like, I understand it's the Middle Ages, but, like, I don't know. Do something else. I guess I could poke you now, since I got interrupted from these other two. And then we'll see if Iceberg... I don't think Iceberg will be enough to kill all of them. I think the one will be left with a sliver of HP, and then we can just finish up with Surge's 1 stamina. But obviously, as you can see... Oh, no, never mind. That was enough. Good. As you can see, things get a little tougher the further you go, because the more Lava Boys you have to fight, the more you'll have to just take hits and then, you know, kind of trade and then go from there. But, yeah, we're fine so far still. I don't think there's too many once you go down and lose Lena in a second, so... Well, keep trying, kid. You'll get there one day. I mean, I'm kind of infused with elements that may or may not be killing me, but, you know. Excuse me. Alright, so there's the Nostrum. I almost want to go back for the kid in the main hall that's supposedly under the table. But then I'll have to fight another Lava Boy. Well, I'm here now, so I... Oh, hang on. Maybe I can... Aha. Sneak around him. No. It's like a pixel that he's got to be on somewhere here. Alright, well, we'll fight him anyway. We're not at the mini-level yet. Although there may not be a mini-level here, honestly. Because we haven't gotten it yet, and we've fought quite a few of these guys, so... I just don't want to leave any of the kids in the burning building, you know? That doesn't seem like a very heroic thing to do, and since apparently this game wants me to do absolutely nothing but be a hero, I might as well go all the way with it, you know? So... It won't just let me be a fisherman. I have to fight eldritch abominations, supercomputers, and friggin' dragon gods. You're not allowed to retire until you rid the world of all the abominations that Chrono and his crew apparently left behind, Surge. Why the hell would they do that? Well, I know why, but... You're not gonna like it. It might also be that the kid won't show up under the table until we kill the monster in the room. Let's see. Gotta be here somewhere. Make sure I'm aiming at the table. No. I'm having absolutely no luck whatsoever. Lena, how did you glitch into the table? Okay, I don't know where this kid is. I'm going. Sorry, kid. Where does this go anyway? Ah, I see. So if I don't finish that sentence out, is Lena still here with me? Yes. Yes, she is. I have cheated the system. Sorry, Master, that's all I've got, but... But I think when you get on this screen is when, like, it doesn't matter how you get to the screen, whether you use the hatch or you go this way and you find out you have to go the other way, that's when a character leaves your party, so... probably don't come here immediately, because if you go here immediately, you'll lose someone, well, immediately, so... But apparently Doreen is the one that's going to hold on for us specifically, because she's the dependable one of the three. So that's fair, I guess. Bonk you on the head a few times, have an iceberg, and then we'll let Lena go. And then we'll go upstairs, go to the hatch, and then go back down. Because I think I have to go down and around in order to get to the next section. I mean, we have the ice gun, so if there's any fires, I can get through that. But if there's debris, I can't break debris with an ice gun. So. I guess at least we're getting some money for my eventual Rainbow Shell Prism Vest fund. So. Alright, I'm gonna go see where the hatch goes. Probably the same place, but, you know, worth a shot. Bye! I can't believe it made me come down here. I thought it was just gonna take me down here immediately. I almost just sat there waiting for it to load. But, yeah, no. Okay, so it takes you to the Luca poster right here. And now I have to fight this lava boy by myself, but that's okay. I have a Deluge and a Luminaire with their name on it. I'll take you all on! Even without the Master Mune. You know, if I can hit you. There we go. Well, I got enough for the Deluge. Hopefully next turn I'll have enough for Luminaire, because otherwise you're getting Meteor Showered instead. The flu status, by the way, since we're inflicting it here, I think it lowers the stamina recovery that the character has, or is that fatigue? I think that's fatigue. But it doesn't work on enemies, basically, so if you get the flu status on enemies, it doesn't do anything to them, so don't even worry about that. Alright, back to 7 stamina, so now let's rip this guy a new one, and then hopefully we'll get enough to get a Luminaire. There we go. Very good, very good. I could Ultra Nova, but I like Luminaire better, because it makes me go, HOP! I have to imagine, every time I do that, Cole and my parents are probably like, what in the hell is he doing? Flu is a status ailment in Chrono Cross caused by some blue elements. Flu decreases stamina recovery rate during battle and makes characters more difficult to control after battle by mixing up directional controls. Okay, that's funny. I didn't know about the directional controls thing because I'm never flued by the end of a fight. But that's funny, actually. Alright, so anyway, we can use the ice gun here. And since they gave it to us, you could use the ice breath for that as well, if I remember correctly. But since they gave it to us, might as well use it for that. And then head through. But yeah, I guess it does decrease stamina recovery rate, so there you go. Ah! The man of the hour. I can never escape from you, can I? Because no matter where I go, through time and space and everything else, apparently you'll haunt me forever, won't you, Fursuit? Wait, I thought you weren't involved with the plan. Which plan was she not involved with, though? I remember her saying she wasn't involved with some sort of a plan. It must have been the Dead Sea, so she was involved with this one, though, apparently. Okay. Hang on there, kid. We gotta get you out of here before this place burns down. Take your friends with you while you're at it. The furry convention never ended, Surge. It's with you every day. You know, if this wasn't so dark, it would make for a really good thumbnail. It's a really interesting shot. I love the composition here because their sprites are barely lit up by the flames in the distance. Like I said, sometimes Chrono Cross has moments that just get me, you know, where I just look at it and I'm in awe. The Dragon God twist and this are some strong contenders for some of my favorite parts of the game, but there's also times where it's just like, you have this potential. I can see it, and you're not living up to it. I'm not mad, I swear. I'm just disappointed. Why is home in parentheses there? Well, Surge, give her a hug. The poor kid needs a hug. I can't tell you why he did it. It would be difficult to explain. Well, I mean, no, listen to me. I may go away. People eventually do leave your life. I'm sorry that you had to learn that this way. But I'm never gone. Those people are never gone. They're always with you in your heart. I'm not going to leave you, okay? I may physically be gone, but I'm always in your heart. There you go. Give her a hug, Serge. That's what she needs right now. Don't mention it, kid. But do me a favor. When you make it out of this mess, go live your own life. Don't let anybody tell you how you should and shouldn't live your life. Do what you think is best. Do what you think is right. And don't let people stop you because of it. Find a way to make yourself feel whole again, despite all of this. We'll see each other again. I promise. I just hope she takes my advice. I'm with you, kid. Right there. In your heart. I don't know if she can hear me anymore. But maybe she's hard of hearing because I told her I'd be in her heart and now she's thinking that I left her. I try so hard with this kid, and where does it get me? Yes, gives her the game. I'll always be close by if you have this, the Chrono Cross. Shame the fire department hasn't been established yet. Yeah, that would have been very helpful there. We'll reunite and I won't save you when you're horribly poisoned and we won't have you in our party. Well, if she's not going to follow directions, that's why she doesn't get to be in the party. I'm going to replace her with a small dragon boy. Oh, kid. And again, I feel like she suffers from the same problem that a lot of the characters in Chrono Cross do. They want you to like Kid. They really want you to like Kid. But she's just insufferable when she's in your party. And because you don't get to you get like one scene that's completely optional, by the way. This is the second scene, I guess. So you get two scenes that are both completely optional. No, maybe this one isn't, because maybe she tells you how to get to Terra Tower by doing this, but basically these scenes are not something that you necessarily have to see, that give you an impression of why she is the way she is, and that's it. Like, you don't get to build towards that across the story. You don't get to build a rapport with her. She's with you and she's gone, and she spends half the game out of your party, and they still want you to really like her to the point where you'll run to her rescue as soon as she's in a coma. I did do that, but I had to do it to complete a stable time loop where she's still here, because if she's not here, well, I can't say what wouldn't be here, but something wouldn't be here right now if she wasn't here. So, well, I'm glad you're back anyway, because now I can complete my character roster. So she joins your party again, finally, after spending 24 star levels away. I don't think you're reading this situation correctly, Radius, but okay, fair enough. Oh, okay. And that's the Viper Manor in this world, specifically, so, if I remember correctly. Does this give me a free heal? Is the end music playing? It didn't play. What about your wound? Oh. You don't remember him stabbing you? Why? Wait, hang on. Before you start talking again, why? Why do you lose your memory sometimes? Okay, what? Wait a minute. You just had a good moment and now you're just going to throw this at me? Why? Does your brain just go on autopilot, but your memory, like, do you have a memory problem? Is there something wrong with your brain? Okay. We're not even going to question it. We're just going to move without even thinking about the fact that she apparently has some sort of weird memory loss that only happens when she's under huge amounts of adrenaline. Okay. Yeah, she has the Alzheimer's status ailment. Oh my lord. Like, what? What even? Yeah, double Radius party. If we got Radius too, man, the game would be pretty much over there. Double green summons, summon Genie and Sonya? Holy hell. I mean, you can do that if you turn the whole field the same color and you have two characters of the same color in your party. You can do that. So, like, you can summon one if one character does it and the other with the other character. Or you could just have multiple copies of the summons, if I remember correctly, and you could just summon them that way. But I don't actually know if you can do that, so. Alright, well, Kid can rejoin our party. And I'm actually going to go ahead and take care of the thing with Lucia and Viper Manor real quick, because if I don't do it now, I will forget. I just know me well enough to know that I'll forget, so let's bring her with us and go to Viper Manor. And we'll take care of it, and what it will get us is another reward that will be fairly helpful, so I'll take it. But yeah, so here's Kid. And yeah, as you can see, they really want you to like her, to the point where they want you to use her in your party quite often in the game, but the time that she spends away from you makes her like this. For reference, those are what her stats look like. These are what Fiona's stats look like. And Fiona, to be clear, is a joke character who has very low stat growth in all of her stats. Like, I don't even know anymore, man. How? I don't even know anymore, man. Just get her in the party so we can get this reward and then we can go. Kid? More like baby. Her stats look like baby, yes. Double Radius, twin tech. It's just circle or diameter. Circumference, even. Oh, God. Pi r squared. I remember very vaguely some geometry. I haven't taken geometry since 10th grade. So, anyway, let's go see Lucia since she apparently has something for Kid. It's additional dialogue, and I think Grobik even says something as well since we don't have him in the party, but you know. Sir Circumference was his knight name. Oh, God. I can't even imagine. That's like having the name Biggest Dickus. Oh boy. Anyway. So apparently Lucia was aware of Luca in some capacity. Because, you know, she is going to give her this letter. Which seems a little bizarre to me, because why would a poor scientist... Like, not poor as in money, like a scientist from the region of Poor, you know, the military faction that fucking wiped out all of Guardia? Those guys? The ones that are apparently the bad guys? Because they destroyed Chrono Trigger's main area and killed Chrono and Marley indiscriminately? Apparently, their head scientist just has a letter from Luca for Kid. Why? Like, and the thing, so if you look it up, I don't know if they say it in the game here, but if you look it up, the reason why the poor military became as strong as they were is because the joke boss, Dalton, from the previous game, the one that ended up sucking his own self into a black hole, he's the guy that ended up in Poor and brought up a military large enough to kill the main character and the side supporting character of Chrono Trigger. Him, that guy, is the one that killed Chrono and Marley, and then Lynx killed Luca. Again, done off screen. Like they did these characters even worse than Robo. At least Robo got screen time, even though you didn't know it was Robo, because all they say is it's Prometheus. And if you don't remember Chrono Trigger, then you wouldn't know that that's like part of the, what was that, the Prometheus, like, it was the name of the computer, if I remember right, from 2300 AD that he spawned from or something. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look, but it was Robo, that's the point. But at least he got screen time, you know what I mean? Like, the rest of them, fuck them. Anyway, the letter says, "My dear Kid, how are you doing? I wonder how old you are as you read this letter. Perhaps you've matured into a beautiful woman raising a happy family by now. Yeah, okay, sure. I was hoping to talk to you in person when you were old enough, but just in case something happens... Foreshadowing. I'm writing my feelings down on paper, which is something Luca would never do because she's a computer nerd, and leaving it with Lucia. Perhaps you already know, or perhaps you yourself are also now caught up in some historic crisis as a result of all... It's just the writers now. It's not even Luca. It's just the writers just lampshading themselves. But anyway, a long time ago, we, my friends and I, that is, changed the future in order to save our planet from being devoured by Lavos, a monster from some unknown planet. We still feel proud of the role we played in saving our world, and in how we were so freely able to change the flow of time. It's intoxicating, kid. It's like a drug. I can't stop doing it. But sometimes I think of the darker side of what we did. What has become of the future that was once supposed to have existed? Where did the time that is now no longer allowed to exist go? Please stop having a nihilistic crisis, Luca. You saved the future. They're fine. There was no indication at the end of Chrono Trigger that those people were anything other than fine, or erased from history, depending on your interpretation. But my interpretation was that those people were transposed through time into the good future, and now they had a chance. So it was a good future. Anyway, I don't know why Luca's having... I know why Luca's having a nihilistic episode. It's because Chrono Cross needs her to have it in order for this to proceed. This, whatever this is, to proceed. It is true that thanks to our altering the flow of history, we were able to save so many lives and prevent so much sadness and suffering, but when you think of it, we also caused the deaths of so many that were meant to have come into existence in the timeline we destroyed. How do you know you destroyed the timeline? How could anyone know that they destroyed a timeline in the process of altering the future? That's like relativity that you shouldn't have access to in your brainwaves. This is 1000 AD, Luca. I know you're ahead of the game because you're making robots in medieval times, but you can't do quantum astrophysics with time bullshit like that. Like, I know you're a genius, but like, holy shit. And also cause new sadness and suffering further along in the new future. Why? You created a good future. There shouldn't be... Okay, there can be some sadness and suffering, but like... They should be more hopeful than sad and suffering. That's why I worry that someone might seek revenge on us for what we did. I have had a constant dread in my heart that someone in our new future will travel back in time just like we did and try and kill or capture... It's also actually try to kill. This is why you should write things down more, Luca, because you're not very good at grammar. Kill or capture my friends and me. So even if something dreadful does befall me, kid, know that what was meant to happen will happen, and that I was always prepared for the worst. No, you weren't! If you were prepared for the worst, Lynx would be dead! You were strong at the end of Chrono Trigger, Luca! What do you mean you were prepared for the worst? I've fought Lynx! You could have kicked his ass! You could do thousands of damage in Chrono Trigger, whereas we're stuck with a couple hundred at best. Oh, God, this game's going to give me a headache right at the end. Oh, but don't you dare think that the great Luca is going to go down without a fight. I've got a reputation to uphold. Sure did a good fucking job of that, didn't you? Whatever lies waiting for us around the next corner, better watch out, because it's going to find a pretty mean counterattack coming its way. Kid, when I think of you, I remember someone I once met a long, long time ago in the distant past. Who? Who were you? Who did you meet in the distant past that had blonde hair? Who did you meet in the distant past that was Aryan, Luca? What have you not told me? The moment the game ended, the cast became level 1 again. Yeah, apparently so. Like, just come on. But she was the complete opposite of the you in this timeline. So quiet and gentle. I don't know who she's talking about. I do. I don't want to know who she's talking about, but I do. Someday I'll also tell you about her, when you're ready to know of your real name and heritage. I wonder if this has anything to do with that princess thing that she's talking about. Well, if you played Chrono Trigger, and you know the time that Massa and Mune and Doreen came from, and you know that there was only one princess in that timeline, at this point you may have put 2 and 2 and 2 together. If you haven't, we'll find out in the finale. I will be livid about it. Trust me. There will be hell to pay. But if you put it together already, don't tell anybody else. We'll get there. I'm not the slightest bit worried about you, kid. I know that no matter what happens, he will always be there looking out for you. How did you know this beforehand? Or perhaps he has already found you and is there by your side as you read this. Oh, it's not the person that I thought she was talking about. I thought she was talking about me. If so, hello, Janice. Please take good care of my little sister for me. That's a fucking crying shame, isn't it? Guile could have been Janice, but nope. There's so much more I want to tell you, but I must leave it for another time. Don't worry, everything is okay. We will overcome whatever woes may occur. That's for certain. I'm going to doubt that. I'm going to press X, or square in this case, to doubt that. Later, when you're all grown up, I'll come visit you and we'll talk over tea. I look forward to that day. Well, anyway, kid, until we meet again. Forever and ever your friend, no matter which timeline it is, yours sincerely, Luca Ashtier. This should be a powerful moment, by the way, and I'm not feeling any of it because it's just pissing me off. P.S. Cut out the tomboy act. Believe me, you'll become a beautiful young lady one day, or my name isn't Luca the Great. I think she needed to read this earlier. But something tells me she's not going to cut out the tomboy act. Yeah, fair enough. And she also incorporated a rainbow shell into the letter for Kid, which is ultimately the only reason why I came here. The extra story is fine, even if it gives me conniptions, but yeah, the rainbow shell was the main prize there. Or me name isn't Luaka the 23rd. I can't do his voice, but yes, Owaka. Oh, we'll talk to Owaka eventually. I love Owaka. He's voiced by the same guy that voices Old Dallin, so good to hear. I can't. Sorry, you're not. I mean, I guess I could, but I'm not using you in the party. Sorry, Grobek. I can't afford to equip 6 people. You were? Since when? I don't remember you from Chrono Trigger. No, of course not, because Lucia wasn't a character in Chrono Trigger. She was invented in Chrono Cross, very explicitly, to exist as the head scientist of the military faction that murdered 1/3 of our party from Chrono Trigger, and then give Kid a letter from 1/6 of that party. Okay. We are swimming in shells. Sorry, but every robot involved with us dies. It's for your safety. That's fair. I mean, Prometheus Circuit just did die, after all, so I can't let Grobek die. He has to figure out that his name spelled backwards is exactly what he is, and he's not entirely robotic. And how can I do that if he's on the road dying with me? I'm gonna go take a snooze at home because, yeah, I've had enough for now. I don't even know actually if I can right now. No, you know what I can do is I can go take a snooze in Termina because the poor military's there. But I think the innkeeper, if I remember right, lets you stay there for free. So let me go see. And then we'll take this party with us, and we will move along. I don't remember if we got our mini level yet. I don't think so, but I'm not sure if there is one. So another level where they're getting the characters from the early game are getting stat screwed. That's just great. Oh, okay, well. Yeah, I forget which one of these is the one that you rest at for free. It must be the one in Homeworld, because this one's not it. Obviously, I had to rest here for 100 gold, but this will get us back our 1-star level that we used with Genie in order to smash Vita Unis, so I guess that's fine. Thank you, ma'am. And with that, I think my brain has had enough for one day, so that'll do it for today's episode of Chrono Cross, the Stream Edition. Next time, we will move on to the El Nido Triangle, because actually I don't think you have to go back to Homeworld at any point from now until the final boss fight, so we just got to get into Terra Tower, and everything we need to get into there is here in Another World. But before we get into Terra Tower, there's one last place I need to go. It might be 2 or 3 actually, because I'm not sure where Matcha's. I know where Fiona's level 7 tech is, but I need to see where Matcha's is. Not that we need them, but I might as well pick them up, you know. And so we'll try to do that and get into Terra Tower on the next episode of Chrono Cross, the Stream Edition, which will be happening tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Actually, it might end up being Saturday instead of tomorrow because I might be going someplace tomorrow with my family. So I will let all of you know early tomorrow morning when we figure that out. Either way, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I'll see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will either be tomorrow or Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Until then, everybody, take care and have a good one. Wow, it's been like 3 hours already. Where does the time go? Apparently, it gets dilated by Chronopolis. I can't control that. That's just the way that things happen, according to Chrono Cross. Terra Brantford Tower? I hope there's no espers in there, because that would be very bad. But yeah, thank you. I'll try to have a good family outing. Appreciate it.